Nolan Arenado, 9 runs batted in the last couple of weeks. He's also added a couple of homers for the Cardinals, trying to end a 6-game losing skid in Milwaukee here on FS1. And we'll bring it to you in just a bit. Jackson Chourio, 12 runs batted in the last 14 days for him. Milwaukee in second place, 4.5 behind the Cubs. Cardinals in third in the NL Central. Coming your way in just a moment. Welcome to the MLB on FS1 pregame show, sponsored by Geico. Inside our studios in Los Angeles on FS1 with Dontrell Willis. I'm Chris Myers. Thanks for being with us. We'll get you out to Milwaukee in a moment. 3 hours from now over on Fox, Baseball Night in America with the Yankees and the Red Sox. Let's check on some games that are going on a little bit earlier today. Some still in progress here. Pirates Cubs. Andrew McCutchen in the opening inning off Matthew Boyd.
My guy Kutch, the elder statesman of MLB, still getting his foot down and backspinning the baseball with the best of them. Super proud of him.
6th inning, though, the Cubs tied, and then Dansby Swanson. This is 13th to give Chicago the lead.
You know what? This year he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. And, oh, man, he went to big man land.
And he skips to the plate. Cubs with that narrow lead. Reds, Tigers here. Trey Sweeney, 3rd inning. In the gap, Javier Baez is going to come around third and head home, and that's Elly De La Cruz. Throw at the plate. Got him.
Threw out Baez by 15 feet. Haven't you seen the man's movies? Wow, what a throw.
Baez, one of those veterans who's helped the Tigers this year to the most wins in baseball, but not today. It's been the De La Cruz story for Cincinnati, facing Flaherty, 15th home run of the year. He's more than about speed.
He's fun to watch, man. I'll buy a ticket, but I'm going to watch him for free.
Reds with a 2-1 lead. Bases are loaded for Tyler Stevenson. Ball jumping out of the park.
Very important piece to the Reds. When Stevenson hits and elongates that lineup, they can beat anybody in the National League, and they're throwing up the money, General.
Flaherty, rough time there. All right, let's check on the Cardinals and the Brewers. It's interesting because St. Louis has that 6-game losing skid. Earlier in May, they had a 9-game winning streak. Milwaukee had an 8-game winning streak that ended in June. So these teams are capable of going on a run here. Which one of these, Brewers or Cardinals, would you say has a better chance at chasing down Chicago or getting into the wild card?
Well, I like the Milwaukee Brewers just a hair a little bit better, especially the way they play at home. They're 21-14, on pace for 49 wins, victories at home. Christian Yelich is the centerpiece. As long as he's able to stay healthy, he's been knocking the cover off the ball. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs over the last 2 weeks. But also they have Rhys Hoskins as a veteran presence. And on the mound, you look at some consistency. They have Freddie Peralta, who's a bona fide ace. Patrick, who's a number 2 guy that's solid. And then also they have Quintana. When he is healthy, he's also good. And you know what? The Brewers bullpen, they are absolutely lights out. They have a lot of firepower, a lot of arms that give you different looks. So as of right now, I think the Brewer crew, with their experience, especially how they get rocking up there in the north, I think they have a chance within that division.
And I know they need guys healthy, but Christian Yelich is the one guy who's got to be in that lineup for them to make a run.
They all know if they lose him, their season goes down in the tank. The last couple of seasons when they lost him for a significant amount of time, they do not compete. He has to be that presence, and when he has line-to-line power, he's a presence not only in that lineup, but really an important piece and a captain in that locker room as well.
Yeah, so in the Central, with the Cubs coming in with a 4.5-game lead, leading in their game 2-1, and today this game between these two teams chasing the Cubs, a little margin for error. St. Louis really, they've got some guys who need to snap out of it to help this lineup go. Meanwhile, you mentioned Christian Yelich, and there he is. The last couple of weeks, he's been a hot hitter, hitting .375 with 3 homers and driving in 7 runs. And then you'll see the Contreras in this game. Maybe this is Wilson Contreras of the Cardinals. And we also have William Contreras is available. It's the Cardinals and the Brewers coming your way live. Connor Onion and Mark Sweeney in just a moment.
I like it.
14 years from today, Jen Gomez will turn her tiny garden into the biggest backyard farm in town. A totally organic, free-range labor of love that Jen is already future-proofing today. Thanks to home safety resources from AARP, they'll help Jen stay in her home for years to come, so she can share everything from eggs to eggplants with the friends and neighbors she loves. Because the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
I'm an overpowered leaf blower, and I'm not exactly street legal.
And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this could really blow your budget. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Ding dong.
Mountain Dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me the sunshine. Give me a day. Something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and a cool, refreshing Mountain Dew. Give me the sunshine. Give me a dew.
Hey guys, there's a change in the air.
Two changes.
Two changes.
The 3-row luxury TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe.
With hundreds of sales every week, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
Ah, that's nothing. We've got new Bounty. It's 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. And one sheet holds up better while ordinary brands fall apart.
It's good.
Get more done with one. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
We're all unreasonable about something. For us, it's creating an uncompromisingly delicious bourbon. Handcrafted, consciously made. Maker's Mark, perfectly unreasonable.
A glorious sunny Saturday afternoon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at American Family Field, the home of the Milwaukee Brewers, who have won 17 of their last 25 games, including the first 2 of this 4-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals, who could use this one badly. They've lost 6 in a row, a season-high losing streak coming into this Saturday. Glad you're with us with Mark Sweeney, Connor Onion. Let's take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals lineup that is top 5 in baseball in batting average. Who do you have your eye on, Mark?
Well, Wilson Contreras is swinging a hot bat. It's been struggle at the top of the order, so Mason Wynn gets the responsibility, but getting on for Wilson Contreras would be huge.
Well, they'll face Jose Quintana today, contact pitcher who gets a lot of soft contact.
Well, Jose Quintana making his 9th start, second against the Cardinals, and you see the record, really a 5-inning guy. And how he gets it done is he's pinpoint on both sides. He is very opposite attraction with his arm, and when you look at his repertoire, he relies on that sinker. The changeup has not been there for his last 2 starts. That's going to be a key for him today.
Pat Murphy said he's basically been pitching without that for a couple of weeks. Here's the defense for the Brewers. This game has 2 of the best defenses in the sport, and the best range in baseball in the outfield is the Milwaukee Brewers, with Collins, Turio, and Frelick out there, the Gold Glover from a year ago. Caleb Durbin, Joey Ortiz on the left, Platinum Glove winner Bryce Terang at second, with Rhys Hoskins, and one of the strongest arms behind the plate, William Contreras, does the catching for Jose Quintana. Now, the Brewers have won the first 2 games of this series 6-0 on Thursday night, and then 3-2 last night, hanging on with the Cardinals leaving the potential tying run at second base in the 9th. And for the Cardinals, Ali Marmol, he's trying to get off the schneid here after they won a series against the Dodgers. 6 straight in the loss column.
Well, Connor, it's been a good season this year, and they've gone through a little hiccup, and that's understandable. They know that they have youth on their side. They're giving a runway to a lot of these young players, but all he understands, they play a certain brand of baseball, and you mentioned it earlier. Defense is the key to their victories.
Airtight defense and letting these young guys play, and we get to see one of those guys leading off this game with Mason Wynn ready to go. And strike 1 to begin the day on the swing and a miss against Quintana.
Well, against Quintana, you're going to have to go the opposite way. Reason why it enables you to stay on that changeup, which he likes to throw.
His second pitch of the day is in that same spot, and back-to-back swings and misses for Wynn. Now that's a spot you want to see Wynn get back to, is going the opposite way against a guy like Quintana that works outside.
Connor, he was so good with 2 strikes last year, over 50 hits with 2 strikes.
Only Jose Ramirez had more hits in the big leagues last year than Mason Wynn with 2 strikes. Pat Murphy, the reigning National League Manager of the Year, sees Jose Quintana work a 2-2 count.
Well, that's going to be the pitch. The changeup is going to be important to watch and see if he can utilize that in situations where these Cardinals want to be aggressive.
A heavy dose of the sinker early in the count. Wasted the change. And on the change, it's flared out into center field for a base hit. And it's another 2-strike hit for Mason Wynn to get the day started for the Cards.
That's funny. You saw him signal for that ball. It's been a struggle for him too. But with Lars Nootbaar struggling, they tried to change that a little bit with their offensive profile, and showcasing it early is Mason Wynn.
I didn't see. Did they actually throw the ball out like it was his first hit?
I guarantee the bench was having fun with him.
Yeah, that might end up on Mason Wynn's mantle. Lead off hit sets up Ivan Herrera, who has been a hit machine this year and last year for the Cardinals. Hit over 300 last year, hitting over 300 again this year. Sliding up to the 2-hole today, with Wynn moving up a Nootbaar spot. And Quintana falls behind after working ahead of Mason Wynn.
Well, Ollie has really done a very good job with this roster. They give an opportunity to play, but also they play inspired baseball. I think it's a lunch pail type of attitude to go out there and play defense, but also just never give up. Sometimes that's easy to say, Connor, but difficult to do at times when you're struggling individually. But collectively, these guys like to play with one another, and it's been really fun brand of baseball to watch.
The Cardinals had an outstanding May. Herrera finds himself in the driver's seat, 3 balls, no strikes. There was a 9-game win streak, part of that month of May. And here in the early part of June, a series win against the reigning world champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, 19-8 in May. They had all facets. I would lean on the starting pitching was much improved. They went on some good stretches.
And Quintana finds it with the fastball for a strike.
Thinking about this offense, Connor, only 10 teams that average 4.5 runs per game, and Cardinals are one of them. But they are also one of the teams that doesn't have over 70 home runs. They don't do it with the long ball.
That's in there for strike 2 as Quintana battles back. That goes both ways today. The Cardinals and the Brewers, we should see a lot of balls in play. The Brewers don't slug at a high rate. Both put the ball in play a lot. And Quintana lost him after fighting back to work the count full. And early trouble for the Brewers starter with 2 men on and nobody out.
Well, for the Cardinals, they'd like to drive up that pitch count because they know, looking at his record, he's not throwing more than 5 innings. So they'd like to get into that bullpen, and it's a talented bullpen, but you want to have a lead going in. Peralta did his job last night.
Well, Jacob Mizorowski in his big league debut on Thursday. The young early 20s phenom, the best pitching prospect in the Brewers organization, 5 no-hit innings for a calf cramp, pulled him after his first batter in the 6th inning.
Yeah, what a talented right-hander, and they're excited about him.
Alec Burleson out of the 3-hole today and bounces it back up the middle for a base hit. Wynn off on contact, heads to the plate, and Burleson is in with an RBI single, and Wynn scores. Herrera safe at third, and the Cardinals score 3 batters in. This will be looked at. Pat Murphy on the throw from Churio to Durbin at third base. They want to send this to review.
Milwaukee is challenging.
Jackson Churio with a very aggressive throw into third base, and that looked like he applied the tag before Herrera got to third base. Is he trying to slide on that outside part of the bag? Probably wanted to be inside there, but he didn't know where the throw was going. Tough read.
Well, Brewers crowd reacting to it, seeing it on the video board. They think they've got out number 1. Regardless, wind touches the plate. Burleson drives in the first run of the day, but that looked to prove it.
After review, the call on the field was overturned. The runner is out. Milwaukee retains their challenge.
And Herrera is out, so one away with Burleson driving in the first run of the day.
Well, Connor, you got to go back to that 2-strike hitting, a Mason win. It set it up. Runners in scoring position. Burleson, who has been very good, doesn't get a lot of at-bats against lefties, but this is a better matchup. Nice throw by Churio, but again, the Cardinals getting on the board first. Runs have been hard to come by of late for the Cardinals.
Well, without Brendan Donovan, now for the 4th straight game, the Cardinals have missed their likely all-star second baseman in the middle of the lineup. And just 4 runs over the first 3 games that he's been out with a toe injury. No injured list stint. He's expected back any day now.
Yeah, Brendan Donovan has been their glue. The consistency, obviously, bat-to-ball skills we're seeing across the landscape of baseball a little bit more. Not the swing and miss guy in the middle of the order.
Quintana has cleanup hitter Wilson Contreras 0-2, and he rises up at the fastball. The count goes to 1-2. We were talking to Ali Marmol about that. Who in the lineup misses Brendan Donovan the most? And he was quick to say, me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all that consistency that he has brought to the order.
And Contreras expands. Quintana off the outside black for his first strikeout of the day.
Well, that's what Quintana does. Arm side dominant, especially against right-handers, and he'll sink it. You can see that sinker going off the plate, exposing Contreras.
So Nolan Arenado hits for the first time with a man on and 2 outs. And out with the sinker for ball 1. Well, 2 veterans in this Quintana versus Arenado matchup that have seen each other a bunch, as you'd expect. And Quintana has lived in the National League Central. And this is looped to center, but playable for Churio, who ends the inning. First 3 reach for the Cardinals. RBI single Burleson. 1-0 after a half.
Look out, 'cause here I
Have you always had trouble with your weight? Me too.
Discover the power of Wegovy.
With Wegovy, I lost 35 pounds. And some lost over 46 pounds.
And I'm keeping the weight off.
I'm reducing my risk. Wegovy is the only weight management medicine proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events such as death, heart attack, or stroke in adults with known heart disease and obesity.
Don't use Wegovy with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines or in children under 12. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or any of these allergic reactions. Serious side effects may include pancreas inflammation and gallbladder or severe stomach problems. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Call your prescriber about vision changes, if you feel your heart racing while at rest, or if you have mental changes. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, flu or upset, headache, feeling tired, dizzy or bloated, gas, and heartburn. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight.
I'm keeping it off.
And I'm lowering my CV risk. Ask your prescriber about Wegovy.
Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover. Because we
Biggest
love...
coffee lover?
Huh?
Impossible.
Well, Coffee Mate loves all the ways you enjoy
Biggest coffee lover?
I flew to Thailand for this. We have flavors from all over the world.
I love iced coffee so much. I lost 2 fingers.
Wow. Well,
We need our little coffee treats, even if it means we'll never afford a house.
what I'm trying to say is... Okay, maybe we're the second biggest coffee lovers.
One of the best in baseball at getting ground balls, Andre Pallante on the mound starting for the Cardinals.
Well, Pallante really would like to get more swing and miss in his game. He understands how to put the opposition on the ground, but really doesn't have the swing and miss. The knuckle curveball, which he throws 11%, is one of those inconsistent pitchers he'd like to get a little more consistency with.
And he faces Sal Frelick at the top of this Brewers lineup. And back-to-back fastballs, and Frelick ahead 2-0.
Yeah, Connor, it really becomes he feels more comfortable against left-handers because he has that oddity where his fastball looks different to lefties than it does righties. Reverse splits.
And 3 straight with the Heat. They all miss against the lead man as of a couple of days ago for the Brewers, Sal Frelick. And it's been Bryce Terang against righties for most of the year, batting leadoff. But in this series, Frelick gets the call. And there's the first strike from Pallante. And Mark, you mentioned the splits for Pallante against righties. Opponents hitting .301 against Pallante this year. And the lefties hitting .225. And first batter walks as Sal Frelick sees a heavy dose of fastballs.
Well, and you start hearing it too many times, and that affects you as well for the young right-hander. Last year, got sent down to AAA after he started in the bullpen, came back, and he was really consistent for this rotation. He got better against righties, and I think the thing you want to watch is him being able to pitch inside to right-handers.
And here is his first righty of the day. Jackson Chourio, and middle for strike 1. One of baseball's young budding stars at the plate in year 2 as a Milwaukee Brewer after a 2020 season with 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases as a rookie. Fastball misses 1-1.
Yeah, huge budding star is Jackson Chourio. See the numbers, it indicates he has a high ceiling as a player. They locked him up with a long-term contract. He's playing center field, probably a corner guy outfield wise.
And a twist outside. Chourio's been playing center field the last month or so with Garrett Mitchell on the injured list. Mitchell expected back. Brewers hoping about a week or so, if not sooner. That could push Chourio back to left. That good outfield of Mitchell, Frelick, and Chourio.
It was interesting. We talked to Pat Murphy, the manager of the Brewers, and he talked about Jackson Chourio. He said he's a top 20 player when he is on, and we really haven't seen him on this year. And you see the numbers, Connor, that's surprising because a lot of people would take the numbers he's putting up.
He fouls it off 2-2. Yeah, to be on pace for possibly a 30 home run season and to feel like that ceiling is not even close to being tapped. That is a scary thing for the rest of the National League Central.
Sure
Jackson
is.
Chourio. Pallante in a 2-2 battle with him after walking the leadoff man Frelick. And then he comes inside with the runner off. Chourio fouls it away.
Well, this Brewers offense, especially some of the guys like Frelick in the order, are going to set the pace against Pallante. They like to disrupt him. Also, with you going the opposite way against this sinker, that can expose the Cardinals defense.
And Pat Murphy sounded like a basketball coach running transition offense with how he described the game plan today against Pallante. Not going, and Chourio stays in the fight. Because we're talking about the ground balls and how you disrupt some of that. And as you mentioned, Mark, it's, you know, hit the ball the opposite way, get some runners in motion. He was just leaving out the three-man weave. That's basically all he was missing and talking about a little basketball on grass approach for the Brewers today. And to keep Frelick close. The throw over there from Palante.
Well, you'll be interested to see the Brewers approach, especially the guys that feel comfortable about going the other way. And the base runners setting the tone, fake breaks, just getting in his head.
And Frelick takes off again, swing and a miss. Throw to second is not in time.
Yeah, you wonder if he came off the
out.
base. Yeah,
he might have come off the base. He did. He was just ruled out. Original call safe. Pages, the throw down to Gorman at second. And it looks like this might go to review.
Yeah, let's look at that knee, because they might call him blocking the bag, because you could see it going in, but he's safe there. Then his hand comes off the bag. That's where they called him out. But will they call Gorman blocking second base?
Okay, no review. And he is safe at second. Here's William Contreras. That had to be the call, right? The block of the base is why he's still standing at second.
Well, it still might be one of those reviews, but maybe Ollie decided not to. It did look like he came off the bag with that hand.
So an RBI chance for William Contreras. And another look at Frelick's slide into second.
Yeah, Gorman is pointing immediately because he knew he came off the bag, and he's still applying the tag.
Okay, so Dan Merzel was pointing to the bag, not pointing out. That was my mistake. Thought he had pumped him out. And there's ball three as Palante falls behind William Contreras. Dan Merzel out there has second base today. Vic Carapazza has the plate. Palante already with a walk in this inning. Now it's 3-0. And he finds it just inside that top rail for strike one.
Well, down year for William Contreras, and the reason why I say that, because last year he was a starter as an all-star with big numbers.
He bounces this back to Palante. No play at third. A high throw to first. And Wilson gets William to put his brother away for out number two. Now here's the rest of the Brewers lineup. We've seen the top three already. Christian Yelich strolling up next. Rhys Hoskins, Isaac Collins, Bryce Terang, who has been hitting leadoff now in the 7-hole in this series, with Caleb Durbin and Joey Ortiz. The left side of the diamond rounds out starting 9 at the plate for the Crew. Well, this will almost absolutely be a ground ball of some kind when you see Yelich against Palante today, because extreme ground ball hitter, extreme ground ball pitcher in this matchup.
Yeah, Christian Yelich has gone through a lot of back issues the last few years. And it really is that rhythm and timing that makes Yelich so dangerous.
Well, there will be at least one ground ball against Palante and Yelich today, right? It's just a matter of, really, for both of them, does it find a hole, or does it end up in Nolan Gorman or Mason Wynn's glove? And there's strike two.
Well, landing the breaking ball for Palante is going to be important. Knuckle curve is that swing and miss pitch, but he's got a nice little tight slider slash cutter to be able to throw strikes like that.
Where does he go? 1-2 with that tying run at third and 2 outs. And he goes back to the knuckle curve. And Yelich with the keen eye. Palante against the lefties. He's gotten good results on both his slider and his knuckle curve against lefties. Both hitting under 150 on the 2 breaking balls this year. See if he goes back to it. 2-2. Here it is. And the fastball got him. Palante blows it past Yelich and strands the tying runner. Through 1-0 Redbirds.
You gesture, the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Strip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Players, come on out!
From an executive producer of Jersey Shore.
New week, new snake.
The competition is just getting started.
Losers are not cute.
Shut your mouth. And Fox Tuesday, a gross out challenge, leaves a bad taste.
I'm worried if you don't get rid of the pastor now, he's gonna stab one of you. God forgive me.
The Snake, all new Tuesday on Fox.
Being single for years, what would it do to you? Would it make you sad? Would it make you lose hope? Would it make you feel disconnected? I wouldn't know. Because I'm using datemyage.com. Grab your phone or laptop. Go to Date My Age. Get started for free.
Join datemyage.com today.
If you're an executive, this shirt is a must-have in your closet.
I was tired of floppy collars and shirts with sweat stains, so I got this shirt I saw on TV, and now I don't have to worry about any of that. I got it shipped in no time, and I switched from regular polos to this immediately. The brand is called Collars & Co. They make a regular stretchy golf shirt, but the top has a firm collar on it. I got rid of so many problems by upgrading to this. No dry cleaning needed anymore, and I'm free from uncomfortable long sleeves, and the collar stays stiff all day. Get 20% off using code TV at collarsandco.com.
They're already stars. But now you can make them all-stars. Vote in the 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star Ballot. Submit your ballot today.
There is your visual proof that if you're older than 35, you can still spin it a little bit in this league. Get to see Jacob deGrom healthy this year. And Chris Sale coming off a Cy Young season for the Braves. And Jose Quintana at the age of 36 with the best ERA of his career. Cardinals did get him for a run in the first on an RBI single from Alec Burleson. He gets Nolan Gorman to start the second.
Connor, it's interesting because when you talk about Jose Quintana, everyone, including managers, players, absolutely love him as a teammate. He's very authentic, is what Pat Murphy described him as. And he takes the ball and he understands he's got to be perfect. He's not your analytic type of guy where he dominates swing and miss. He creates different problems. He creates the opposition guessing with the changeup and also how he manipulates the fastball.
91 miles per hour. That's the top end of where you'll see Jose Quintana. That's why it has to be pinpoint, like you mentioned. And goes upstairs with a four-seamer. And no swing from Gorman. 2-2. Mark, there's something to that authenticity, right, that's kept Quintana around this long. Yes, effective, and he's been a good pitcher for a while, but terrific clubhouse guy.
Yeah, and you see the career record right around 500, but there's certain innings that you have to have as a manager that you take the left hand and you say, I'm going to take my chances with, especially a super aggressive matchup with the opposition. But you see all the teams that he's played for, that means that he's a great teammate and he'll do whatever it takes to take the ball.
Gorman flies this to left. Durbin out, Collins in, and Collins up against the tarp, has no play.
So interesting that you see, Connor, the tarp on that side. It's a roof that we have the ability to close it. They still have a tarp. Open today and a beautiful day here in Milwaukee.
Just in case there's a Midwest pop-up shower and they can't get the roof closed on time. You played in Milwaukee. Did that ever happen to the tarp? Did you ever see the tarp on the field?
The funniest story, it should have been, because when I played left field the first time at Miller Park, there was leaks in the roof and there were streams of water coming down. Obviously they fixed that. But yes, played in County Stadium and then played in the new ballpark the first year, and it was a sight for sore eyes because there was a lot of people in the stands that understood they could be comfortable watching a baseball game.
Well, this has turned into a 7-pitch battle. This will be pitch number 8 from Quintana to Gorman. Opening batter, the second. And another one that he spoils. This is interesting today because Nolan Gorman doesn't get a ton of at-bats against lefties. He doesn't have a hit against a lefty in 3 weeks since the Tigers series in mid-May. But this will be pitch number 9 that Gorman sees on another 2-2 from Quintana. And another fly ball down toward that tarp. And Durbin makes the play, crashing into the sidewall. And after 9 pitches, Quintana finally puts away Nolan Gorman.
Well, Durbin goes over. He had the play right near the tarp. Didn't and ran out of room. This one, he has just enough room. But how about that hip, that left hip colliding with that wall? That doesn't feel good.
Well, now the return of Jordan Walker for the first time in 2 weeks. Back up at the big league level. And first pitch swinging, wasting no time. He dumps it into right for a base hit.
Connor, only a couple rehab games, but last night in Gwinnett, he was 3 for 4. So they got him on the airplane, especially with Quintana, the left-hander. He doesn't waste any time off the end of the bat, but serves it to right field. Really good approach against Quintana.
No, Walker was playing in Lawrenceville, Georgia last night, and we were having the discussion before the game. Do you think he flew commercial to get here?
Oh, yeah.
And the lineup for the Cardinals was a little bit late getting posted just to make sure that Walker did make it from ATL here to Milwaukee.
Well, before he went on the IL with a wrist issue, he was swinging the bat better than he did all year.
Well, inside out swing for Pages and past Hoskins for a base hit. Walker stops at second. And back-to-back opposite field singles at the bottom of the lineup for the Cardinals.
Well, the command for Quintana hasn't been on point, but I think this is probably a better swing. A rare pitch inside, and inside-out swing by Pages, by Hoskins, and Jordan Walker stays at second base, but another nice approach by these young Cardinal hitters.
So they get Walker back, his first pitch he sees at the big league level in 14 days, an opposite field single. Now Pages sets up the 9-hole hitter Victor Scott, 2 on, 1 out. Cardinals already leading it 1-0. And Scott goes first pitch hunting and grounds it foul.
Now Victor Scott got off to such a hot start. Continued his towards spring training into an opening day position. Last year was not the same player. This year he has changed a lot to his game.
Him and Michael Ciani were duking it out for the starting center field job in spring training. A bunt shown, he does not offer. And Scott pretty convincingly won that job. He was, I'd say, the best Cardinals hitter in spring training.
He sure was, and the consistency was there. He changed his workouts, and plus he has done a very good job in center field.
Breaking ball has Quintana ahead of the 9-hole hitter, 1-2.
One of the assets on this coaching staff is former player John Jay. He's been excellent with this outfield defense. We talked about the defense earlier in the game. It has a lot to do with the aspects of what John Jay has brought to this defense.
Quintana expanded a little bit. Scott lays off. Think of a great catch John Jay made in this ballpark in the 2011 NLCS in the 9th inning. Send the Cardinals to that World Series in 2011. Here's the 2-2. First to look back at second. Yeah, it was 1 out in the 9th inning. That set up the Cardinals to clinch it in this ballpark. Break-even pitch coming from Quintana. And a laser, but foul. Oh, nice backhand play down there, down the line.
Sure was. Oh, dirt mark on that kneecap, wearing the shorts, but how about him going across? Looks like Nolan Arenado.
Well, that was almost full splits, too. Left the skid mark on the warning track.
Yeah. Getting it done.
Got to get him some molds. It's like he's in gym shoes. Here's the 2-2. And the count goes full. And Victor Scott trying to flip it back to Mason Wynn at the top of the Cardinals lineup. It was a 19-pitch first inning for Quintana. A 9-pitch battle in this inning. And a strike 3 called right at the edge to Scott for a big second out for Quintana.
Our last start against the Cardinals, all of 6 strikeouts were caught looking. This was a borderline pitch. It had gone either way, and it goes the Brewer way for a big strikeout.
Ali Marmol is chirping a little bit. Vic Carapazza has the balls and strikes.
Well, it's been an emotional time for Ali Marmol and the Cardinals. The reason why they've had a tough stretch. So emotionally, he's going to fight for his players. Always does.
Instead of the bases full, Quintana with 2 on and 2 out, and drops ball 1 to Mason Wynn. You could read lips a little bit there from Ali Marmol.
Right behind him is Brant Brown, the new hitting coach this year.
Wynn started this day with a single and scored the first run. And top rail strike, 1-1. A 19-pitch first inning, 21 pitches at least for Quintana in this inning. He tries to work around traffic and back-to-back innings. There's 1-1.
Yeah, Connor, to your point, 101 pitches his last time out. As a manager, you have to navigate those situations. Right around 90 pitches is typical when they start looking for making moves. That might be the case today for Quintana.
Working another 2-strike count. Does he have a put away to win? He lays off the high fastball.
That's when Mason Wynn, you see the pitches by inning, but Mason Wynn calms himself, gets out of pull mode with 2 strikes. That's what he did in his first plate appearance.
2-2. And this one popped up shallow center, and Churio Cruz is underneath to get Quintana out of the inning. 2 singles, both stranded through an inning and a half. 1-zip.
If you're living with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or active psoriatic arthritis, symptoms can sometimes hold you back. But now, there's Skyrizi, so you can be all in with clearer skin.
Things are getting clearer, I feel free to bear my skin, yeah, that's on me. Nothing is everything.
With Skyrizi, you can show up with dramatically clearer skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi can help you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Bounty Mega Roll lasts longer, so you can tackle
applesauce and avocado, berries, butter, coffee cream, crispy fingers, deviled eggs, and empanadas red and green.
Bounty Mega Roll lets you clean spills without running out.
And mommy's glass of Zinfandel.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
When you list on apartments.com, renters will start coming out of the woodwork.
Single family home? Yes, please.
Wow. Spacious.
Apartments.com.
A place to list a place.
Alex Palou looks to continue his legendary season as the IndyCar Series roars into St. Louis. Sunday at 8 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth. It's Saturday night. Game night or date night. You catch a rom-com where, surprise, they make out at the end. Or you could have real fireworks. Baseball on a Saturday night. And plot twist, you get the best seat in the house. If it's Saturday night, it's baseball night in America. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
1-0 Cardinals to the bottom of the second. Oli Marmol, Cardinals manager, on the left. Home plate umpire Vic Carapazza on the right. Those two had a heated exchange after Victor Scott was called out on strikes. And that conversation continued between innings.
Yeah, it's an emotional time for Oli Marmol, and understanding he's going to fight for his players, as I mentioned. I think one of those culprits, Connor, is the iPads in the dugouts. I mean, so many times, and they did have a conversation in between. It was heated, but I like this from Vic Carapazza. Going over there and having a conversation to get on the same page, even though they disagree.
Well, it showed a little patience, too. It was, I don't know, 3 or 4 back and forths in inning after the Victor Scott strikeout.
Well, if indeed he's talking about balls and strikes, I mean, he could have been tossed already. I mean, there's some umpires with a short fuse, but we really don't know what they are discussing.
We've seen that throughout the big leagues over the last week. Rhys Hoskins could not hold up, and Palante has his 3rd strikeout already with 1 out in the second.
Well, we touched on the ground balls, and it's so important for Palante to get the opposition on the ground, but swing and miss is imperative. Oli Marmol understands that this is a talented right-hander that needs to miss more bats.
Here's Isaac Collins, who takes a low strike for a 0-1 beginning to his first matchup with Palante. Well, Palante just faced a Blue Jays offense that doesn't strike out at all, the lowest in baseball. And just 3 strikeouts total in that start over 6 innings. And 5 batters in today, he has 3 strikeouts, as many as he had in his last start on Tuesday. And strike 2 to Collins.
Well, you see, he has a 4-seamer that has velocity to it. It's not just the sinker, especially to left-handers.
Palante's 1-2, and the whiff machine is on early in this start. 4 strikeouts, including 3 in a row. 2 down. Okay, so this was Vic Carapazza going back to that exchange with Oli Marmol, and then they came face to face. Vic Carapazza letting Oli Marmol roll a little bit, voice his frustration. Andre Palante making quick work of the Brewers so far this inning. Now Bryce Terang. No, we've seen quick hooks throughout baseball this week. Saw Nico Horner get thrown out of the game in Detroit last weekend. And then we saw Taylor Walls for the Tampa Bay Rays get thrown out for tapping his helmet.
Well, we heard the audio of Nico Horner, and sometimes you don't want to tell them they're having a bad day, even though you're not saying the bad words. You're going to get tossed most times when you eyeball an umpire and tell him he's bad that day.
I was going to say, that's not quite what you think of when you think magic words, but that's about as close as it gets in a PG way. Here's the 2-1 to Terang. He slices it foul.
So funny when you think of the old school umpires, they were big on eye contact. So if you put your eyes down and you're asking questions, they'll give you a response. This day and age, there's some quick hooks and there's some emotional opportunities there for the opposition. I told you those iPads have a lot to do with it.
Oh, Palante, nasty right now. He strikes out the side. The ground ball pitcher has 5 strikeouts.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm losing sight of the world around me. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments. So I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment thought to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Vabysmo could cause eye infection, retinal detachment, temporary increase in eye pressure, an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke, or severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. Report changes to vision or eye pain to your retina specialist right away.
Open up your world with Vabysmo.
The #1 prescribed treatment for wet AMD. Ask a retina specialist about Vabysmo.
I'm not him. I'm not Jack.
Because a car that doesn't make you feel recognized is a car that stops short of amazing.
Here they are, McCrispy strips. Long, tender, juicy chicken made for dipping. Or rather, double dipping. But why stop there? Keep going. New McCrispy strips now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The cockroach, resilient creatures. Where there is one, others aren't far behind.
Well, that's horrifying.
Ortho Home Defense Max Indoor Insect Barrier. One application kills and prevents bugs for 365 days. Nature's wild. Your home doesn't have to be.
That beer cap is about the luckiest piece of metal in the world. Chairing the welcome committee for a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis.
I need to get Bernie Brewer a bucket hat. It's tropical day here in Milwaukee. I think he had the lei working. He had the Hawaiian shirt working.
Hey, I like that.
This is the bucket hat. Thought maybe the Brewers would take the field in bucket hats.
Yeah,
that's the promotional giveaway. It's a good look for Bernie. No sliding yet for him. Cardinals lead at 1-0. Jose Quintana to Ivan Herrera in a 1-1 count. There are the bucket hats.
What a perfect day for the bucket hats.
Roof open, 60-degree day. Glorious early summer day here in Milwaukee. And game 9 of a 10-game homestand for the Brewers. Had the Padres in here last weekend, Braves midweek, and closing it out with 4 with the Cardinals. Brewers have won the first 2. And Herrera sharply on the ground and into left field for a base hit. Second time Ivan Herrera has reached today. A leadoff single in the 3rd for the Cardinals.
Well, Herrera continues to understand what he's trying to do every at bat. He's done a very good job with the breaking ball, taking that fastball the other way, but on the pull side is the breaking ball. Good start for the Cardinals.
Well, they needed more from the top of their lineup. The top of their lineup was a combined 1 for in the first 2 games of this series. Alec Burleson in the 3-hole today. RBI single his first time. And already in this game with the reshuffled lineup, and this is the 6th plate appearance for the top guys. They are 4 for 5 as far as reaching. Counts 1-1 on Burleson.
Well, Alec Burleson had a very good start to his 2024 season, then struggled down the stretch a little bit, especially against left-handers.
Strike two from Quintana.
Now this guy knows how to hit. He knows how to construct an at-bat, has good swing decisions. As we take a look at Quintana's pitches, up to 50 already.
Another two-strike count. That's what the Cardinals have done to drive up that pitch count. Go back to Gorman's at-bat last inning, 9-pitch battle. As Quintana on a similar track as his last start against the Padres, when he threw 100 pitches in 5 innings. One-two is tipped foul. He just did stay alive. Those are some of those plays for Contreras right now. He's dealing with an injury on his left middle finger, his glove hand. And we've seen him drop some foul balls, drop some of the higher velo pitchers stuff that's up in the zone. He is fighting it over the last month or so.
Yeah, I would assume that you want to have strength in that catching hand, especially.
The bouncer over Quintana. It's caught, and the run through for the double play by Ortiz. Smooth on the 6-3 to erase the leadoff single for Herrera.
Well, Joey Ortiz last year predominantly played third base. This year playing a very good shortstop. Defense first guy, but how about the footwork here? Right in one motion, that right foot on the ground, the glove work, getting the easy double play.
That infield for the Brewers, one of the best in the big leagues, with Terang, his double play partner, the Platinum Glove winner. As you mentioned, Ortiz, a glove first guy at short. And Caleb Durbin has been probably the biggest surprise defensively in a positive way for the Brewers. Wilson Contreras finds himself in a 1-1 count.
Well, Connor, the first time the Brewers weren't playing very good defense, but you can see both of these clubs understand what defense is all about. Winning the team gold glove, that's collectively, and they have an understanding that's how they have to do it. They can't give extra outs. These teams, both teams, understand the importance of that.
And Contreras offered again. That's a similar location he struck out on his first time. The Cardinals and the Brewers with that good history the last 4 years, with all 4 of those team gold gloves going to either the Brewers or the Cardinals. It depends on what metric you look at and what metric you like the most, but Brewers and Cardinals near the top. And defense again in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Connor, outs above average is a lot of people that talk about a top 5 for both of these teams this year. As I mentioned, the Brewers struggled early in the season defensively.
2-2 is there for a called strike 3. Contreras saying no way, but he's down for the second time against Quintana.
This Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy edges.
It's no ordinary square. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear has wavy perforations that tear so much better, with more cushiony softness. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
When you're not bound to the past, you can leave old ideas behind. The new GV70. Welcome to Genesis.
This is Pato Award. His last name's Irish, but his first words were... Pato's the fastest 25-year-old on 4 wheels. He's tasted every kind of victory, except for the lactose variety. Pato looks like a one-man boy band. He charms like a British spy. He smells like burnt rubber. And he doesn't have fans. He's got groupies. So whether you love him or love him, take a look at the next face of IndyCar. This is Pato Award. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Give me those sauces, grab the chicken strips, let's dunk them in there. There's nothing like it.
Hey, I'm Joey.
And I'm Josh, and we're team members at our local Chick-fil-A.
And a little thing you'll love about the Chick-fil-A chicken strips
Is dipping them in our sauces. My sauce is the barbecue sauce. If you wanted to add sweet, tangy flavors, there's nothing like it.
I love the garden herb ranch sauce, but if you want a little bit more kick in the spicy side, you can mix it with buffalo sauce. I want to get all those flavors from the sauce with my chicken strips.
Dipping them in our sauces, it is perfection.
Real team members paid for their testimonials.
You prepare for the unexpected. So do we. Our workwear is built with durable water-resistant technology, so moisture, dirt, and grease don't stick around. We offer unsurpassed comfort and mobility, so you can be as versatile as our specialty performance fabrics. Our integrated workwear systems mean a sudden change in the weather doesn't change a thing. And we're meticulous, down to our intelligent pocket design, so you can work smart. Work wonders. True work.
Well, the Brewers trying to get the bats going against Andre Palante, who's on a strikeout heater with 5 strikeouts through 2 innings. And 3 in a row in that second inning. Set Hoskins, Collins, and Turang down in order. And 4 strikeouts in a row overall. And this ball put in play, and the Gold Glover Arenado makes quick work of Caleb Durbin, the 8th batter. Ooh, went down at the end of that route. Brewers dugout getting on Contreras a little bit after him and Durbin came together, and Contreras is saying, come on.
Yeah, it's interesting, and Wilson Contreras hasn't played first base, and he steps back just a little bit, but you don't want to hang around that bag. That might be the inexperience of the former catcher. Durbin just trying to run through the bag, already an out. Looks like Rhys Hoskins is chirping and being frustrated.
And here's the 9 batter, Joey Ortiz. Hoskins always quick to stick up for his teammates. The indelible image of him doing the crying face from, I think that was last year, the top step of the dugout.
You know, and I don't mind him barking at that, because he plays first base. He understands that. That's how you can get injured easily. But I don't think Wilson Contreras was trying to do it on purpose. Very emotional players back and forth, and I like that. Just adding to the emotion of this game.
First year that Contreras is playing first base full time. And Ortiz squibs one over his direction. It's Nolan Gorman firing on to Contreras, who makes the stretch to get Ortiz for the 2nd out.
Well, Contreras has handled first base very well for being his first year. Former infielder. And he went from catcher to first base, and he's handled it perfectly this year.
Well, some of that was the injuries behind the plate last year. He fractured his forearm taking a foul ball, catching for the Cardinals last year. They want his bat in there as much as possible. So typically you're safer over there and avoiding collisions, but we see one at first base.
Well, Connor, you could say that the Cardinals have 4 catchers on their roster. A former catcher. Herrera is mostly a DH, but he does catch in rotation. Pozo and Pages.
Sal Frelick back at the top. It's a strike 2. Yeah, Contreras hasn't been used back there, but of course if he had to in an emergency for whatever reason, I'm sure that would be riding a bike for him. Here's the 1-2 to Frelick. And 3 ground balls in the inning, all to the right side, and Contreras a little bit in between. That was an adventurous inning over there at the first base bag, but it goes 1-2-3.
Believe me, when it comes to investing, you'll love Carl's Way. Take a left here, please.
But there's a...
Carl's Way is the best way.
Is it? At Schwab, how I choose to invest is up to me.
Exactly. I can invest and trade on my own.
Yes, and I let them manage some investments for me, too.
Let's move on, shall we?
No can do.
I'll get out here.
Where are you going?
Schwab.
Schwab.
Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
This is the new Dell AI PC with Intel inside. A PC so ahead of its time, it actually helps you save time. Like literal hours. Because it does all your busy work for you. So you can get busy doing things you actually want to do. And who wouldn't want more time for that?
Ding dong.
Mountain Dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain with lots to do. Give me the sunshine. Give me a view. Something's coming true. All I need is sunshine and a cool, refreshing mountain dew. Give me the sunshine. Give me a dew.
Who's here? T4 is that? Because any car that doesn't offer the confidence that it will find you is a car that stops short of amazing.
Frisky's World. Come on, let's explore. That's made with real salmon. Look what I found. Little soups for cats. There's the delicious taste of tuna we treasure. Definitely coming back tomorrow.
Friskies, always more to explore.
And calling all superheroes, we need you for Play Ball Weekend. Your mission is to step up to the plate, whether at your favorite ballpark or in your own backyard. Register for an event with your local team or play on your own. Learn more at playball.org/weekends. With Mark Sweeney, Connor Onion, third of the way through here in Milwaukee. In game 3 of a 4-game set, Jose Quintana to Nolan Arenado, who pulls it sharply in the 5-6 hole for a base hit. That is the first non-home run hit of Arenado's career against Quintana.
Well, he's been super aggressive early in counts, and obviously one of the best pull hitters in his era.
The numbers Quintana against Arenado throughout their career are real funky. Quintana has actually owned Arenado. 0.83 batting average. 2 for 24 in that time. The only 2 home runs, or the only 2 hits were home runs.
Yeah, it makes sense because Quintana is so good on that arm side to righties.
Nolan Gorman up there trying to catch the left side by surprise.
And also, when he's good on the arm side, Nolan on the other side likes to pull the ball, as you saw in his last at bat.
This guy does too. This Nolan likes to pull the ball also. And if he got that bunt down, would have been first and second, nobody out. Instead, strike one. And back to the edge with a miss, 1-1.
When he misses with that short little cutter 4-seam fastball, he likes to sink it back on the edge against left-handers.
And then he twists a breaking ball away. 2-1.
Yeah, for me, you're thinking opposite field all the time against Quintana. That makes you stay on the ball just a little bit longer. And even if you're on the pull side, you're hitting it correctly.
The 2-1. And that's got to be a mental fight a little bit for Gorman, right? Because he has the massive pull side power.
Yeah, and Brant Brown, the new hitting coach, would like to get him into center field, left center area, because he has huge power. Doesn't really have to swing too hard to get that power off the bat. But really, it becomes just hitting the sweet spot.
Saw that last night in the 9th inning for Gorman. And fouls it away. Working another deep count with Quintana.
And Brendan Donovan
went. Yep.
Yeah, just one of those. Brendan Donovan is that guy that is the glue, as we mentioned earlier. It's got to be killing him to be on the bench over that railing rather than playing. Dealing with a toe injury. Said he has been better, but possibly won't be used unless it's a best case scenario here today off the bench.
It's the beauty of ballpark cam as we get to watch batting practice. And he was out there today taking some swings. Brendan Donovan was. Just missed 3 balls 2 strikes. But this is what the Cardinals are missing without Brendan Donovan. Just 4 runs over their past 3 games without him because of the toe injury. And they're 7 over 500 when they've got him in there.
Connor, he's been excellent. Doubles, amassing hits, multi-hit games. Another nice plate appearance by Nolan Gorman.
So Quintana approaching 70 pitches, 3+ innings in, and dealing with a high stress situation again. And Jordan Walker come to the plate. He hunted a first pitch and dumped it to right. And his return to the big leagues off the injured list back in the 2nd inning. Well, the debate will be had from now until the All-Star rosters become finalized. Who will be the second base starter? Will it be Ketel Marte, the brilliant second baseman for the Diamondbacks? Or will it be the Cardinals' most valuable player, Brendan Donovan?
Well, to me, Brendan Donovan deserves that. He deserves the praise around baseball, which he is getting. And it's a lunch pail attitude that's got him there. Oli Marmol talked about how he's militant about his everyday work and what he puts into it.
Walker bounces one. Durbin waits. Second. No, out. Off the glove of Terang and into right. Here comes Arenado with the second Cardinals run. And the typically sure-handed Brewers give the Cardinals an insurance run in the 4th.
Well, Caleb Durbin, you see he plays this and it's going back just a little bit, works underneath. Terang tried to hold the bag and really should have caught that ball because it was just elevated just enough. Ricochets off that glove and into right field. A mistake that the Cardinals capitalize on.
So still nobody out in the inning. DL Hall has started to throw, or at least get loose in the bullpen for the Brewers. So Jose Quintana has seen that pitch count continue to rise. And the Cardinals already with 2 up on the board. They've scored as many as they scored all game last night. And the 3-2 Brewers win. And Quintana's been in the zone. A good ratio of strikes to balls, but Cardinals have worked deep at bat after deep at bat. Now Pages out of the 8th hole. And a curveball starts him with strike 1.
Well, Pages had one of the best plate appearances early in this game, taking a pitch that's inside the sinker and going the other way. That'd be perfect opportunity, especially in this RBI situation.
Tried the same pitch, 1-1. You figured that Quintana would stay away from his changeup today against Pages, who's a really good changeup hitter. And Quintana struggled with that pitch his last few times out. And so far it's been mostly fastballs and curveballs against Pages.
Well, a disciplined approach from these Cardinal hitters against Quintana.
Infield creeping for the Brew Crew. And fouled away. Staying with that fastball and curveball mix. Quintana looking for the first out of this inning. Cardinals have had 3 straight reach.
Pages might have just tipped his hand thinking going the other way, and Quintana once in a while will pitch in to right-handers. I think this is probably a good opportunity here.
He went up and out again.
Yeah, I think he missed location there. He wanted to go in with that 2-seamer, Well, he tried to overthrow it 89 miles an hour, but missed on the arm side.
See William Contreras kind of dancing, not giving away location on the original setup. Looked like he was breaking inside. Set up outside, and he gets him to chase. He does throw him a changeup. And the strikeout has Quintana. So 1 out and runners at second and third here in the fourth.
Well, one of the best changeups he's thrown all game. He really hasn't had this pitch in the last 3 starts. But after that 2-seamer that beat him up and away, that was a perfect sequence there to get the strikeout.
We figured if he did throw it to Pages today, it would not be a strike. That one never was. 1 away. Victor Scott for the second straight time showing a bunt. The infield stays in for the Brewers, just like they were for Pages. Some good work from the bottom of the lineup today for the Cardinals. Arenado on down. And a line drive to left center field. That's in there for a base hit. Collins over to the gap to get it. And he has no play on either runner at the plate. And it's a 2-run single for Victor Scott to double the lead for the Cardinals. It's 4-0.
Well, how much did the young center fielder need this? With the Durbin mistake, with the throw to second base set up perfectly, and Victor Scott has been very good against the fastball this year. Opposite field hitting and a 2 RBI effort. Nice appearance by the young center fielder.
Well, back to the top, 3rd time through for Mason Wynn, who looks at strike 1. Just 2 runs the first 2 games of this series. A shutout in game 1. And Freddie Peralta with a gem last night against the Cardinals offense. And hitting almost 500 with 4 up on the board. 3+ innings in. 3 1/3 into this game. So the restructured lineup is coming up gold for Ali Marmol. With Newtmar getting the day off, Win up here at the leadoff spot. How much does that refresh your collective mind as an offense when you do change it up a little bit?
Yeah, and I think it just gives you another deep breath because you go through stretches. Talked about the record in the month of May for the Cardinals. Lars Nootbaar was huge at the top of the order. For Ollie Marmol's understanding his offense needed to have a certain identity. So when you make that change, take another breath and you have different responsibilities, but really comes down to consistent at bats.
A hard hit ball over to Durbin and on to first for the out. He holds Scott at second. So the Cardinals putting Scott in motion and stay out of the double play. 2 outs in the inning. Here's Ivan Herrera, who waves through a big curveball for strike 1. Herrera has continued to thrive against lefties. He's reached twice today. Got an OPS over 1,000 against lefties on the year. It's in elite territory when your OPS is up that high. He's been the Cardinals' best hitter against sinkers, the best hitter against breaking balls. And he's underneath this one out to right. And Quintana gets Herrera for the first time today to get out of the inning. But 3 come across for the Cardinals. Mid-4. They lead at 4-zip.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke for the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get
is Gillette Labs.
People, they're good for squad goals and squad. People are good for these kinds of cheers and these kinds of cheers. Jim Beam, best enjoyed together. Official spirit of U.S. soccer.
Let's talk salary.
Great. What do you typically offer for this role?
It's competitive.
And if it was a number, it would be...
A competitive number.
With Indeed, you can avoid awkward salary conversations from the start.
Whoa, a number.
Is it competitive?
You want high-performance, long-lasting, affordable tools. You want Harbor Freight tools. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Save even more at our parking lot sale going on now.
Many people told us they'd had stuffed crust pizza from Domino's before.
Oh.
Only Domino's has never had stuffed crust before.
Where's the pizza?
Until now. Introducing Domino's new and first ever stuffed crust pizza.
Yummy.
Try one for the first time tonight.
Hands-free Skechers slip-ins now come in Glide Step Max cushioning. This actually gave me an idea to combine all my favorite sports into one. White A, son! Car path only. Try Glide Step Max cushioning hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
Any questions?
How did you become the Capital One Bank guy?
I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
Aren't you in the Hall of Fame?
And didn't you live in space?
What's in your wallet?
Applebee's All You Can Eat is back, featuring the chicken tenders you've always loved. Now served unlimited with 8 sauces to choose from for just $15.99. Plus endless riblets and double crunch shrimp, only at Applebee's.
Make your favorite players all-stars. Scan the QR code to Caster 2025 Pro Spirit MLB All-Star Ballot daily or visit MLB.com/vote. With Mark Sweeney, Connor Onion. Jackson Churio will be on that ballot for years to come.
Such a superstar in the making. Now, there's certain guys, Connor, that can carry a ball club and be the identity of a franchise. And don't want to put too much on him because there's a lot for him to do. But take a look at what he has done already. And this is a guy that has a high ceiling type of player, but also loves the game, and it's fun to watch.
How about that second note? Second player to hit 2 game-tying home runs in a postseason game since Babe Ruth. And he gets good wood on this one and has the first hit of the day for the Brewers. It skids all the way to the wall. He turns on an extra gear, heads around second, thinking 3. Churio is in there safely. Another extra base hit. And he adds to his all-star resume with a leadoff triple in the 4th inning.
Just certain players have a different sound off their bat. That's the reason why they absolutely love this young man. Can hit to all quadrants of the strike zone, but when you need a hit, and the Brewers did, he comes through. That's the sound of a different type of player. Makes a decision rounding first that he had an opportunity for a leadoff triple and sneaks in there for a good start to the Brewers offense.
Well, William Contreras, big rip, and it takes the mask off Vic Carapazzo. Well, there's no better vote for Jackson campaign and a way to kick it off for the All-Star game other than show the promo, show his numbers, hit a triple.
Perfect timing. Timing is everything.
He didn't even need Napoleon Dynamite to get up on stage and dance. Now Contreras tries to drive in the first run of the day for the Crew. Laser foul.
Now just showcasing his speed. He has that element that changes a game. It's the reason why so many people absolutely love all facets of his game, especially offensively.
And Contreras on the 0-2 lays off the curve. So Palante has been sharp today. He had the leadoff walk to begin the game. And then retired 9 in a row before that triple. And Mark, here's the big test for the Brewers on this homestand. It's batting with runners in scoring position. Just 195 as a team. 9 games into this homestand with guys in scoring position. Meat of their lineup up there, though. And Contreras with a helicopter swing drives it foul.
Well, this is where you have to drive runs in. You have to have a process about runners in scoring position. Pat Murphy understands they have the guys to be able to do it. But you have to have a consistent approach when you get in these situations.
And Contreras was good in 2 of these spots last night. An RBI double and a sac fly in back-to-back plate appearances. And he waves over the top of the fastball.
Well, the frustration for William Contreras, and he understands he missed a mistake. Watch the location of this. It's center, middle cut. And Pages wanted this ball out of the strike zone, up. Gets away the mistake, and there's the frustration with those runners in scoring position numbers.
Now Christian Yelich. But watching Palante throughout this year and throughout his career, Mark, I've noticed middle guys seem to miss him more than the average pitcher. Why is that?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is because he tries to manipulate that fastball. It looks true, but it has a natural cut to it.
Strike one. He's described it almost as a cut sinker.
Yeah.
The way that his four-seam fastball plays.
And to me, that's about just pitch grip and trying to rip it as much as you can. Palante has the velocity.
A heavy diet of breaking balls to Yelich to fall behind 2-1.
Well, it's just interesting because Palante has the sinker. He's got the ground ball rate. You see the pitch variation of speeds, but he doesn't have a changeup. And as a starter, you need a change of pace pitch, whether it's a changeup, a split finger. And to me, that just tells you he has more of a ceiling from a starting pitcher perspective.
Well, he's shown that he can add with his knuckle curve. He added that 2 years ago. I wonder if a changeup will come along the line. And he dots up the fastball. It squirts away. Here comes Chourio, who is safe. A ball that didn't get more than 20 feet away from Pages. And Chourio scores the first run of the day for the Crew.
Well, youthful aggressiveness, but also I think Palante didn't get off the mound. Let's watch and see his reaction. He just can't beat Chourio. Chourio's got too much speed, and the aggressive nature scores the first Brewers run. Pass ball on Pages, and that's not typical. He's been excellent behind the plate. Just getting that right foot in there.
And the closest thing you'll see to a takeout slide. Obviously not intent. Palante leaving his feet.
And Palante hits the ground hard, too.
Yeah, he does. It looked like Chourio was checking on him to make sure he was all right after scoring the first run. Man, those looks from the fans in the background say it all. Jackson Chourio, another awe-inspiring trip around the bases. Showing off the speed with the triple. And the ball that barely got away for the first run. And Yelich over the top of the breaking ball. Palante stubborn, throwing him breaking balls, and strikes him out.
Nice bounce back. And this is a really well executed slider on the outside part of the plate.
He is having a real good strikeout day. And he gets another swing and a miss on the fly ball heavy Rhys Hoskins. The ground ball stuff of Palante, the fly ball swing of Rhys Hoskins led to a strikeout. 1 of 7 for Palante already. That runs inside. Ouch. 95 up around the hands to Hoskins.
He's frustrated. That sounded like it got a little bit of the bat.
Hoskins says he's all right to stay in the game. And Contreras and Hoskins have apparently made up after they were yelling at each other a few innings ago. And Wilson asking Reese if he's all right.
Doesn't look too cordial over there, even though they're having conversations. Two guys that play the game the right way.
Yeah, Hoskins didn't seem like he was ready to reciprocate the conversation. And there's Isaac Collins taking strike one on the fastball from Palante. Play a few innings ago where Caleb Durbin was running and got boxed out running through the bag, and Rhys Hoskins was top step of the dugout and yelling at Contreras. Now they're getting a little chatty. Seems like they're arguing, though.
Yeah, it looks like they're going back to that same situation.
1-1.
Both of those players play with an intensity that you're not friends for the first 3 hours. Then you can be friends after the game. But I like that type of style.
Ball and 2 strikes on Collins, who struck out his first time up there. Did that happen to you ever, where you're having, I mean, that almost looked like the vaunted don't talk about politics at the dinner table with a family member.
Well, it's interesting. Some first basemen were very chatty. Some first basemen really didn't want to talk at all. And you knew the ones. You understood.
Collins drives it in the air to right. Long run for Gorman going out. It makes a nice running catch to retire the side. But Jackson Churio scores the first run. We're through 4.
Hey guys, there's a change in the air.
2 changes.
2 changes.
The 3-row luxury TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe.
McCrispy strips are here. It's chicken so good, it deserves its own sauce. Now at McDonald's.
The road to 2026 starts now with the Gold Cup. The Stars and Stripes face North America's best, looking to prove they belong on the world's biggest stage. No easy path, no second chances. The Gold Cup on Fox.
Being single for years, what would it do to you? Would it make you sad? Would it make you lose hope? Would it make you feel disconnected? I wouldn't know, because I'm using datemyage.com. Grab your phone or laptop. Go to datemyage. Get started for free.
Join datemyage.com today.
If you're an executive, this shirt is a must-have in your closet.
I was tired of floppy collars and shirts with sweat stains, so I got this shirt I saw on TV, and now I don't have to worry about any of that. I got it shipped in no time, and I switched from regular polos to this immediately. The brand is called Collars & Co. They make a regular stretchy golf shirt, but the top has a firm collar on it. I got rid of so many problems by upgrading to this. No dry cleaning needed anymore, and I'm free from uncomfortable long sleeves, and the collars stay stiff all day. Get 20% off using code TV at collarsandco.com.
The MLB app's got game. Pre-game, post-game, and everything you need in between. Plus personalized daily content that hits every time. Catch it now on the MLB app.
Nolan Gorman, a nice running play to rob the Brewers, and Rhys Hoskins circling the bases to end the 4th inning. They got one back, the Brew Crew did. Jose Quintana stays in the game to face Alec Burleson in the middle of this Cardinals lineup.
Yeah, that was one of those pitches that strayed a little bit more than Jose Quintana usually does. And I say that because Rhys Hoskins getting hit, one of the emotional leaders of their club. Quintana getting to that 90 pitch area.
So maybe a little intent. Here's Quintana. And he comes up and in and then bounces one. Palante got him on the hand with 95. Rhys Hoskins clearly irritated by that. One. And Burleson yanks it foul.
Yeah, Connor.
My thing would be, oh, go ahead, Mark.
No, what that does too, I mean, emotionally, it just gets you more involved. I mean, when pitching in is very rare these days, but when you uncork one that's mid to upper 90s, that adds to the frustration. And Rhys Hoskins is their emotional leader of this club. Remember, he's been on the Philadelphia Phillies where emotionally they were expected to win. He wants to bring that element to the Brewers club, and he has.
And 2-2. And Burleson reaches to keep it alive. My thought is if there were any type of retaliation, wouldn't it be with a harder thrower than Quintana?
Well, he's working at the end of his rope, and this might be that last hitter. Obviously, they don't want to extend the lead with the leadoff hitter as well. But it was just one of those. It could have been a pitch, just, hey, recognizing the situation, especially with a veteran pitcher in Quintana. I just think emotionally those things are there. The reliever getting loose.
Grant Anderson. Squibber out to short. Ortiz, little juggle, but plenty of time to get Burleson. And there's one away in the 5th.
I think one of the elements of the game that is pitching inside. A lot of guys nowadays get offended by it. Well, before it emotionally charged you up, and I thought you saw a better product and a better approach in the batter's box because of that. Part of the beauties of baseball, Connor, is the competition one-on-one, and it's the hitter against the pitcher. And sometimes guys like Pedro Martinez understood they were sending a message. That's their plate.
Oh, that's inside guy Contreras, and he goes to get the ball and gives it back to Quintana with no hard feelings apparently.
Well, he understands the game, and I think that was on purpose. I think the first indication was against Burleson, but then with Contreras, that goes back to the play at first base. And also Rhys Hoskins getting hit because he is pinpoint with his command. Contreras goes and gets the ball and goes, no harm, no foul. I like it. Now, Oli Marmol is discussing this with Victor Carapazzo, and I think it just has legs because of the situation of the game.
Well, if something were to have erupted there, we might have seen the first brother behind the plate, brother at the plate, with the catcher trying to get his brother.
Hey, I fought my brothers when I was younger. I say that
at the big league level.
Cheek, yeah, tongue in cheek.
Right. Well, these great brother duos in the National League Central well repped. Brian and Marcus Giles, William and Wilson Contreras in this game, Jerry and Scott Hairston. And Jerry Hairston, former Southern Illinois Saluki, had a long big league career. Here's Nolan Arenado, 1 for 2 today. I think we were both a little surprised that Quintana came back out for this inning. It looked like he might be done after the 4th. Grant Anderson looked ready. I couldn't tell the tenor of that back and forth.
Yeah, Ollie Marmol has an intensity, and Pat Murphy's probably laughing it off, but both of these managers understand there's a way to play the game.
There's strike one to Arenado.
So there's a lot of back and forth and communication. These dugouts are pretty close together, too.
Contreras after he was hit. Now a 3-1 count to Arenado. And Contreras and Hoskins meeting again at first base. Back-to-back half innings over there. And William keeping an eye on his brother, who moves up to second on the walk to Arenado. His second reach of this game puts him at first and second. It looks like he's saying one more batter. Give me one more batter. Lefty here, Nolan Gorman. And then they'll likely go to the right-hander, Grant Anderson, against a righty, Jordan Walker. Quintana to throw his 100th pitch of the day. And in for a strike.
Back-to-back starts for the left-hander with 100+ pitches.
He got through 5 last time. He could get through 5 if he rolls a double play ball. Facing his last hitter of the day. And a high back, and we'll watch that ball sail out of here. Nolan Gorman stays hot over the last couple of weeks. And one more batter for Quintana leads to 3 more runs for the Cardinals.
Well, left on left, and Nolan Gorman with his 4th home run. He's got an extended playing time recently because of injuries in the roster. He comes through at the right time.
Nolan Gorman has homered against a lefty for the first time in a year. And he's made it a 7-1 Cardinals lead. And here comes Grant Anderson out of the Brewers bullpen.
Hi. You might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,000 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
Is that the scent of hope? Justice?
Citrus.
I smell super.
That beer cap is about the luckiest piece of metal in the world. Chairing the welcome committee for a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis.
If you keep making that face, it's going to stay like that.
I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
USAA. Grandpa was in the military. He shared membership with your mom so she could share with you. Easy.
USAA. Check if you're eligible today.
Taco Bell brought back crispy chicken nuggets, and I can't believe how good they are.
Why can't you believe it?
Because you're Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
You know, the breading is tortilla chips. Doesn't that feel very taco place? We're totally a taco place. That's a chicken place. That's also a taco place.
What if it's space between beginnings and endings? What if it's actually the best part?
It's really happening.
I need real, honest life.
The U.S. faces North America's best, looking to prove they belong on the world's biggest stage. The road to 2026 starts now. The Gold Cup on Fox.
So Jose Quintana allows a 3-run home run to Nolan Gorman. And now to the bullpen for the Brewers with Grant Anderson. who made a brief stint down to AAA about 3 days, and then he was back up yesterday. He spent most of the year in the big leagues. And he gets Jordan Walker to start his day out of the pen.
Yeah, sinker slider guy, very simple, but he takes the ball for Pat Murphy. These situations, he has done his best work. That sweeping slider has dominated right-handed hitters.
Pat Murphy has used him a bunch, 28 times this year. And there's that sweeper slider for strike 2.
Yeah, you commit to it so early as a hitter and just keeps on having that sweeping action. Now he can two-seam it inside or go back to that slider.
Two guys that just returned to the big league roster. Anderson against Walker, with one away in this fifth after Gorman busted out with that home run. The first home run for Gorman against a lefty since May 9th, 2024. At that time, he took former Brewer turned Cincinnati Red Brent Suter deep in Cincinnati. Fouled away by Walker to hang in there.
This is where Walker has improved from the beginning of the year to now. He gets a long runway. One of those young players the Cardinals want to see play. Came off the IL today, activated. Has made an impact in this game.
7th pitch of the at-bat. And he draws a walk. He's been on all 3 times. So we got the visual of Pat Murphy saying, one more hitter. Get me one more hitter through the lefty. And a middle fastball went up into the seats for Nolan Gorman.
Yeah, Connor, I believe that hit by pitch to Wilson Contreras changed the narrative of this Cardinal team. They fight you. They understand that situation. But Nolan Gorman, left on left, has the power, but only his 4th home run of the year.
You do wonder, earlier in this homestand, the Brewers were in a similar situation. It was the Sunday game 6 days ago against the Padres, 0-0 game. And Freddie Peralta had gotten through 6 shutout innings. So 0-0 into the 7th. And instead of going back out to face one more hitter, which was Manny Machado for the Padres, the Brewers went to the bullpen. And after Machado, there were 2 lefties. So Pat Murphy went to a left-handed reliever.
Well, it'll influence your decisions, Connor, but I look at it, you have Nolan Arenado that has a resume, and Quintana has dominated him in his career, but you can't lose the game there in that situation.
And for a strike, 3-2.
You end up walking Nolan to get Nolan Gorman up there, and he has the power potential, and that's a change of the game swing, trying to extend Quintana where he didn't have all of his stuff today.
So more of a field type situation rather than, hey, this guy hits 100 against lefties.
Well, that's how Pat Murphy won the National League Manager of the Year last year. He went with numbers and feel, and you have to have both. And I think that's going to be scrutinized with decision making, and that's what happens as a manager. But when you get a 3-run homer and adding to the lead, that has a different tone to it. And I look back at that Nolan Arenado at bat. That's when the righty has to face him, in my opinion.
Anderson after the walk strikes out Pages, and they're 2 away in the top of the 5th.
Now two-seam inside, locks up Pedro Pages. A really good pitch by Grant Anderson.
Victor Scott had one of the big hits in this game earlier on. 2-run single made it 4-0 Cardinals, and a fastball blown past him for strike 1. The Cardinals liked that matchup today, Scott against Quintana, because of the contact that Quintana typically gets. When Scott has put the ball in play, great things have happened. Some of that's his speed, of course. A .331 hitter on balls in play this year. And it ended up being a good omen with Scott's 2-run single his last time up against Quintana. And that frisbee inside 2-1. The Cardinals didn't use Scott in the lineup the first time that Quintana faced him in April. Two fastballs have gotten Anderson to a 2-strike count.
I think with any young player, the league adjusts you, and especially when you have success early in the year. And the league has changed by throwing Victor Scott a lot of breaking balls.
Now all fastballs from Anderson in this at-bat. And back-to-back strikeouts to calm the waters for the Brewers. But Gorman with a 3-run blast.
What is going on?
People love how the new Homes.com helps them get quick answers about any property by connecting them to the actual listing agent.
Oh, so I'm done?
Oh, no. We're still not sure everyone knows that we're the only site that always connects you to the listing agent rather than selling off your contact info. So we're going to keep you up there a little while longer.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting great exposure.
Speaking of exposure, can we get him a hat?
Ooh, what about a beret?
Oh. Ding dong.
Homes.com. We've done your homework.
We're turning up the eat with 4 slams for under $10 at Denny's. More sun, more slams, 4 big meals, all under 10. More for everyone this summer. 4 slams for under $10 each. Find your booth at Denny's.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on home insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the neighbors first, before buying a house.
What?
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators, losing steam, losing sweat. The solution? A drink that hydrates better than water and changed the game forever.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
It's Native. Native is made with 9 clean ingredients and is good for your skin without leaving white marks or residue. Heavenly. 72-hour odor protection that cares for skin isn't a myth. It's Native.
Box. This summer, make KFC your go-to pit stop for $7 Phillips. 4 boxes that turn hunger into a victory lap. All right, I'm back. Fill up 4 ways at KFC and see F1 the movie in theaters June 27th. Rated PG-13.
Jack Daniels starts here. From cave spring water to sugar maple charcoal to smooth Tennessee whiskey. Made by those who pour everything into their craft. That's what makes Jack, Jack.
Those are the 2 studs so far today for the Cardinals, Andre Palante and Nolan Gorman. And Palante has a season-high 7 strikeouts. Just 66 pitches at the start of this inning. And it hasn't been the ground balls today. It's been missing bats. And he gets Bryce Terang, Caleb Durbin, Joey Ortiz for the 2nd time at the bottom of the lineup. And got these guys in order. Strikeout and 2 groundouts the first time through. And breaking ball has been sharp as well as the fastball. Heading the count.
I think the Brewers would like to get Bryce Terang back on point, and I say that because he is a pest at the top of the order when he is going right.
A ground ball. Gorman dives and can't get there. And maybe that's the start of the turn for Bryce Terang. He has a leadoff single in the 5th.
Yeah, good pitch by Palante. The slider down and in. And Terang just sneaks it in between first and second base. Gorman with the dive, but that's Ari Byam into right field.
So Caleb Durbin, who grounded out to third base his first time, down to Arenado. And there's a strike. If you were wondering, 6 runs right now. The Cardinals lead. The Brewers in comeback mode here. The biggest comeback in Major League Baseball this year is 6 runs. And that's through the 5-hole, sending Terang up to second. On a pitch down to the dirt from Palante.
Now, typically a pitch, and it's a spiked two-seamer. But this is one that Pedro Pajes wants back. He has been excellent behind the plate, keeping balls in front, but that was a difficult one there.
A 1-1 to Durbin. Upstairs. And the Brewers comeback minded. None of those games with 6-run comebacks this year have involved either the Brewers or the Cardinals. The bullpen has been really good for the Cardinals since late April. They did have a couple of hiccups on the homestand against the Blue Jays middle of the week. No bullpen needed so far with Palante. Season high 7 strikeouts. Here's his 3-1. And it misses for ball 4. And 2 have reached to start the inning. And Ali Marmol not convinced that wasn't a strike.
Yeah, a couple pitches could have gone the Cardinals' way there. The discussion is with Pedro Pajes.
So Joey Ortiz with the 7 and 8 batters reaching in front of him. Shows a bunt. Tracks it down the third base line. Arenado with that signature bare hand to get him for the outs. That is how you win 10 Gold Glove awards. It goes as a sacrifice for Ortiz now with 1 out.
Well, I think Nolan Arenado takes offense to this. He's playing in, but the bare hand work that he has done in his 10 Gold Gloves has been excellent, and that's a huge out for Palante.
I mean, that was a good bunt. A lot of third basemen down there. You got bases loaded, nobody out. So 2nd and 3rd for Sal Frelick, who reached to open the game. And he slashes it inside third base, a fair ball. Here comes the 2nd run. Terang, Durbin right behind him. And an RBI double for Frelick. And the Brewers get 2 back in the bottom of the 5th. Now 7-3.
Well, this is just really good hitting. Having the commitment to go the other way, the opposite field hitting by Frelick. He has been really good in his opportunities at the top of the order. He's infused a little bit of energy into this offense, and right here answering back for the Brewers. Those are 2 big runs.
Now the Cardinals have erupted for 6 runs the last 2 times to the plate. The Brewers answered back with 1 in the 4th. They get 2 in the 5th. And it was this guy that jump-started him. Jackson Chourio with the first hit of the day. And then took it upon himself to score on a pass ball after his triple in the 4th inning. And this is the 3rd time through the lineup when you got that good look at the starting pitcher. Usually you start to see the batting average climb 3 times through.
Connor, the last few appearances for Palante, he's had a couple leads that he has blown. He's had big blow-up innings at times. That's the worry if you're on the Cardinals side. He has been excellent today. We've talked about the 7 strikeouts. And Kyle Leahy gets loose in that Cardinal bullpen.
One to Chourio. And over the top of the knuckle curve. And a dangerous part of the lineup. Chourio, Contreras, and Yelich do up here with the bottom guys. Getting the Brewers back on the scoreboard here in the 5th inning. How big is that play Arenado made now, too?
Sure was.
1-2 deal. And stroke to left center and in for a base hit. Burleson cuts it off, but Frelick rounds third, heads to the plate. And Jackson Churio with an RBI single. 3 for the Cardinals in the 5th. 3 for the Brewers in the 5th. And it's a 3-run game again.
Well, this will showcase Jackson Churio and how good he is. He got exposed the previous pitch to a knuckle curve. Gets this one, and this is out of the strike zone, a pitcher's pitch, but a better swing by Churio. It's a nice answer back by this Brewers offense, and they continue to shine.
Well, that'll be it for Palante. And the 3rd time through the lineup has been money for the Brewers to start. They've chased Andre Palante.
The cockroach, resilient creatures, true miracles of evolution. Where there is one, others aren't far behind. Always scavenging for food, the cockroach will...
Well, that's horrifying.
Near its favorite...
Ortho Home Defense Max Indoor Insect Barrier. One application kills and prevents bugs for 365 days.
Not in my house, you don't.
Nature's wild. Your home doesn't have to be.
Welcome to Visible, the ultimate wireless hack. It's one line, powered with unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Now just $20 a month for 1 year, guaranteed. Stream, scroll, browse, and connect with great coverage, plus unlimited hotspot included. That's a top-tier network at a budget-friendly cost. But you already knew all that, didn't you? For a limited time, get Visible for $20 a month, guaranteed for 1 year.
As long as probably forever there's only been one Frosty. Because what would we even do? Add a bunch of new swirls and mix-ins like Oreo cookies or Pop-Tarts pieces? That's kind of genius, actually. For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
You want high-performance, long-lasting, affordable tools. You want Harbor Freight tools. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Save even more at our parking lot sale going on now.
Next level dog people give their dogs next level protection with NexGard Plus. One and done monthly parasite protection against fleas, ticks, heartworm disease, roundworms, and hookworms. Used with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurologic disorders. Get next level protection with NexGard Plus.
Marshall's buyers are detail-obsessed perfectionists who take quality very seriously and go to the ends of the earth to hustle the best of the best for you. Yes. We get the deals. You get the good stuff. Marshall's.
Andre Palante done for the day. Kyle Leahy out of the bullpen for the Cardinals to face the middle of the lineup. And William Contreras.
Now, Kyle Leahy has held opposition to a .220 batting average, but he's done very well against right-handed hitters. .205 batting average against.
That's the pitch that has been real tough on righties. 170 is the batting average for righties against his slider this year. Part of why he uses it over half the time against right-handed batters. He inherits a spot where the Brewers have the bats cooking again. And with the slider on back-to-back pitches, back-to-back misses. Bryce Terang started this inning with a single, a slump buster for him. And Durbin with a walk. And then back-to-back RBI hits for Sal Frelick, an RBI double. And Jackson Churio's RBI single chased Andre Palante, who just headbutted the railing.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating too, because you're set up where your offense backs you, has an opportunity for the win.
Popped up on the infield. Well, Leahy acted like he wanted it. Instead, Contreras takes over. And Leahy retires the first batter he faces, brother to brother, William to Wilson. Well, it was a dazzling start for Palante, too, with all the strikeouts, season high 7 of them. And this inning, the one that gets away from him.
Yeah, and he feels like he had one bad pitch. The pitch to Terang was a good pitch. He ends up sneaking it in there.
And Yelich the opposite way. Burleson curling toward the corner, and he makes the catch. So Leahy comes in, retires both guys, but the Brewers get 3 to chase Palante.
If you keep making that face, it's gonna stay like that.
Funny. I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
Well, that's easy. USAA.
I thought that was for the military.
And their families. Grandpa served, and he joined USAA. He shared membership with your mom, so she'll give it to you.
Really?
And they'll take good care of you.
USAA. Members who switched saved an average of $725 annually on auto insurance.
You gesture, the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing.
Hello?
Hi there. This is Regional Power and Utility. We're calling you about an outstanding balance.
I thought I paid that.
You're scheduled for immediate shutoff unless it's resolved today. But I can help you make a payment right now.
Not today. Nice try.
Spot the red flags so you can protect yourself from fraud with the AARP Fraud Watch Network.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes give you a whole world of tasty indulgences, including the slow-roasted flavor of the Cantina Chicken Burrito. For less, choose your Lux Cravings box only at Taco Bell.
People are good. For laughs, for snorts, for cries, and goodbyes. People are good for doing nothing or getting up to something. People are good. For you, Jim Beam. Best enjoyed together.
You know, we're not so different from plants, are we, Ryan?
Plants need food like people need food.
Like this really good organic plant food from Miracle Grow. These peppers look hangry, Ryan. Eat them, don't just stand there.
Well, a good day for the young budding stars on both sides of this game. Jackson Churio with an electrifying triple and then an RBI single for the Brewers. Nolan Gorman, one of the guys that Cardinals want to get a good look at this year. 3-run homer. And that's the difference right now. As Grant Anderson goes back to work after he closed out the last inning with 2 strikeouts in relief of Jose Quintana. So 4th cycle through the Cardinals lineup, and Mason Wynn in the leadoff spot today sees this count go to 1-2. DL Hall up in the bullpen. And he could be ready to match up with the lefty down the line. And 2-2 on Wynn. Wynn hit in the leadoff spot quite a bit last year. Just the 3rd time this year. And a bouncer to the right side. Long run for Terang to go, but cross body, he makes the play and retires the quick-footed Mason Wynn for out number 1.
Well, the Platinum Glove winner was really tested on this play. Wynn has some speed, and that nice exchange getting the first out. Really good play.
So back to the 2-hole with Ivan Herrera. A couple of reaches in this game. And Anderson twists the first pitch outside. And Anderson with a friendly edge for strike 1. And the Cardinals trying to hang on to what was once a 7-1 lead, break this 6-game losing streak. A bunch of close games in this stretch. 3 one-run losses. And this run has followed up their excellent May, where they went 19-8 in the month of May. And a swing and a miss. Anderson has retired 4 in a row, 3 on strikeouts. And they're 2 down. Well, the road to 2026 kicks off now with the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Team USA takes on the best in North America, ready to prove they belong on the world's biggest stage. The journey starts with a matchup with Trinidad and Tobago tomorrow at 5:30, only on Fox. Alec Burleson fouls that off as Anderson goes for a 1-2-3 inning against the top of the Cardinals lineup.
Well, this is what Grant Anderson has done for this Brewer club, especially when you score 3 runs in the bottom half of the 5th.
And on top of that high fastball, Burleson strokes it into right for a base hit. So that thought of a 1-2-3 inning ends on the second hit of the day for Burleson.
Now, even with that single, he still stabilizes the opportunity for the Brewers to come back. This is a really nice swing by Alec Burleson, getting on top of that fastball.
Wilson Contreras up there trying to put a ball in play for the first time today. Runner off first base. Contreras looks him back. I figured you wouldn't see the Cardinals put many guys in motion, and Burleson definitely not one of the guys at the top of the card you'd expect to be moving. He's standing still, and it's fouled off.
Yeah, you want to stay there, especially with Contreras. He has opportunity to knock it out. 8 home runs on the year, but he's been swinging a hot bat coming into this contest.
William Contreras, the Brewers catcher, one of the best in the sport holding runners. And Wilson Contreras out to shallow left center. And Churio is on the case, and the inning comes to an end. Grant Anderson with a scoreless 6. The Brewers chasing 3.
Is that the scent of hope? Justice?
Citrus.
I smell
super.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey guys.
You don't need superpowers to be a hero. You just need to get out and play. Every hero starts with an opportunity to inspire others. This is where it all begins.
Knock it out the park.
Join MLB's Play Ball Weekend June 13th through 15th. Go to playball.org/weekend to learn more. And don't miss Superman in theaters July 11th.
You prepare for the unexpected. So do we. Our workwear is built with durable water-resistant technology, so moisture, dirt, and grease don't stick around. We offer unsurpassed comfort and mobility, so you can be as versatile as our specialty performance fabrics. Our integrated workwear systems mean a sudden change in the weather doesn't change a thing. And we're meticulous, down to our intelligent pocket design, so you can work smart. Work wonders. True work.
Ready to start your own merch business, build a brand, or just see what your art looks like on t-shirts, hoodies, hats, pants, almost anything you want. Almost. No guesswork and no inventory risk. And you don't even need a heat press. An iron works just fine.
Place, press, heal. It even works with an iron. Ninja transfers are the most resilient and high-end transfers available. Plus, the customer service response time will leave your head spinning. Remember, 90% of orders receive next-day shipping, even on small orders. Any design, any color, on any material. Visit ninjatransfers.com.
Cardinals erupt for 6 runs over their 2 at-bats in the 4th and the 5th. The Brewers had answer-back innings with 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. And it's up to the bullpens the rest of the way. Palante, the starter for the Cardinals, gave way to Leahy last inning. And Rhys Hoskins finds himself in a 0-2 hole against that nasty slider that Leahy has.
Well, Leahy has pitched his way into high leverage situations, and I say it's a high leverage situation here, even in the 6th.
Oh, he puts him away on 3 pitches. So 3 up and 3 down since he came into the game. Well, the sausage race. I had Polish sausage there on the right. You had chorizo on the left. And the only thing that was going to save me was if Randall Simon popped out of that first base dugout. He did not. And Mark Sweeney and Chorizo win today's sausage race.
He had that forward lean, Connor, that you gotta be careful of. Chorizo coming through for me.
That's right. That's pitch, hit, and run, by the way. The free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball player ages to 7 and 14. Adults can sign up their child now for the 2025 competition. Chance to make it to nationals at the 2025 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com. Chorizo suit not included. It is a glorious weekend for baseball here in Milwaukee. Sun beaming down with the roof open, mid-60s. We're going to get a bunch of division games down the stretch in June, July, August, and September. Can't wait. The first 3 teams out of the wild card right now are all in the National League Central, including these 2. Beautiful setting for it. Game that could matter come September. Cardinals, Brewers, and Reds, the first 3 teams out. And a swing and a miss. Leahy has been dominant out of the pen with 4 up, 4 down, and 2 strikeouts. It'll be interesting as we get closer to the trade deadline, a little over a month from now. Right now, the Cardinals and the Brewers are in a contending spot and expected to be as we get closer to the end of July. What type of creativity will go on? The Brewers and the Cardinals usually have something up their sleeve.
Yeah, and Connor, I believe the Cubs have put themselves in a position where they're going to go out and make moves. And that's what I think determines what the Cardinals will do, what the Brewers will do. Staying in contention is very important, but those division games have a lot more to be involved, especially the way the Cubs have played this first half.
What would you do? Play GM for me for a minute. What would you do on either side?
I think you have to understand that this division can be had. I think you have to look at the Cubs and say, yes, they've had a very good first half, but that doesn't necessarily happen. And all of those day games stacking up have a lot to do with it moving forward. But I think the Cardinals could do add and subtract because they have some players that can help, but also they're in a developing phase. I think the Brewers understand we're not that far behind, and if you construct your bullpen where you can get wins there, maybe help out your offense a little bit more. So I could see them adding as well.
The consensus for the Brewers seems to be surrounding the guy that's at the plate, that maybe they would go out and get a third baseman. And Caleb Durbin trying to stay his way in the lineup, and he's done that on this homestand a couple of times. He brings the tying run to the plate in the 6th inning with a 2-out single.
Well, Caleb is trying to atone from that mistake defensively. He pulls his hands in nicely. This guy competes in the batter's box, and you can see that approach, just fighting that off into left field.
Durbin had the dramatic walk-off home run a week ago tonight against the Padres. And the bottom of the lineup has started rallies in back-to-back innings. Joey Ortiz takes an inside slider. And Durbin's been a pleasant surprise defensively at third base. I mean, the question has been down at the bottom of the lineup with these left side of the infield bats. And Joey Ortiz charges one to left center field. Burleson racing back. So is Scott. And Scott makes the catch. Just enough room. Feet away from a game-tying home run for Ortiz.
You know, they say that AI is the future, but Apartments.com has been using apartmental intelligence for many years with Carl here. Describe your perfect apartment because Carl is listening.
2-bed, 2-bath, AC.
Okay.
A barbecue pit, maybe a microwave on top of the stove. A pool. Did I say a pool?
Oh, somebody's going to park. Think of it. Think of it.
That's it. That's exactly what I wanted.
Apartments.com, a place to find a place. Oh!
The mission, sneak inside, give out Pepsi to enhance the food's flavor.
To Will and Diane, you go together like Pepsi and hot dogs.
Babe, who is that?
I don't know. But he is right about the Pepsi and hot dogs.
I'm not him. I'm not Jack.
Because a car that doesn't make you feel recognized is a car that stops short of amazing.
You want high-performance, long-lasting, affordable tools. You want Harbor Freight tools. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Save even more at our parking lot sale going on now.
The salt on that Dos Equis could have ended up in a half-empty pantry. But now, it's lucky enough to find itself circling a crisp, refreshing dressed Dos Equis. Congratulations, Salt.
We asked Howie Mandel to describe new hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
They're like little soft puff jackets for your feet. These are like cozy little slippers for the street.
Introducing new hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins. Ultra-comfortable sneakers you just step into with no bending down or touching.
The DQ Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket comes in your choice of honey barbecue or new buffalo. Layered with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. Delicious from every angle. That's the Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket. Get yours now only at DQ.
A play very similar to the one we've seen John Jay make in this ballpark for the Cardinals against the Brewers was just made by Victor Scott. Those two pictured there for a great running play in the corner. A little tough crevice out there in left center that Scott just robbed Joey Ortiz of extra bases on.
We touched on how important this defense has been for both sides. Victor Scott coming up with a huge play.
Nolan Arenado just missed it. Saw him crane his neck as Collins fights the sun, and out number one. Let's go back to Chris Myers in Los Angeles for a game break.
Pirates and Cubs, a 1-1 game, Connor, in the sixth until Dansby Swanson hit his 13th home run of the season. Last year he had all of 16. Cubs with a 2-1 victory and a 5-game lead in the division at the moment. Back to you and Mark.
Chris, thank you. Looking forward to seeing you on the course in Terranea in a couple of months.
Outstanding. The general.
So that game impactful of what we were talking about last half inning. What do the Brewers and Cardinals do coming up in about a month with the trade deadline? DL Hall out of relief here, who's been good when he's been in the strike zone. It's been the key. Almost 5 walks per inning for Hall. But he has been tough to hit when he has thrown strikes. Best opponent batting average on the staff at 154.
Now the Brewers were excellent with relief corps last year, second in all of baseball. At the beginning they were just trying to formulate that chemistry, and now they have the makings of one of the really good ones. They have the arms. Pat Murphy understands that's a byproduct of winning games when you have to win games.
If you're another team in the division, you got to be thinking, where do the Brewers keep finding these guys?
Yep. Well, they have a successful pitching lab. They understand what their roles are, and the communication is very important.
And Gorman pokes at foul territory. Durbin doesn't have room. I mean, the Brewers, they traded Hader a few years ago. Then it was Devin Williams next up. He goes to the Yankees. And McGill and Uribe. And on. It seems like they always have a next guy up that is their next stud out of the bullpen.
Well, because they have swing and miss stuff, which is imperative to have at the end of games. But also the complement of having left-handers, getting left-handers out, right-handers out.
Gorman draws a walk. Man, he is having a terrific day at the plate. And the third time he's reached, including a 3-run homer. One at bat he didn't reach. He worked 9 pitches against Quintana. It earns Jordan Walker another swing with the guy on base. And a couple of Georgia guys. Jordan Walker from Stone Mountain against D.L. Hall from Valdosta. He's downstairs, but he did go. I don't think Walker had much time to actually enjoy being back in his home state the last couple of days on that quick rehab.
Probably had family members watching his rehab games.
We're going to have to find out about the travel itinerary for Jordan Walker. Big bouncer. Hall stabs it, throws to second. There's one. Turn to first, not in time. Walker legs it out, keeps the 7th alive for the Cardinals.
Well, this is not hit very hard, but Hall makes a nice play, just getting the force out at second base. Jordan Walker has too much speed, and it was a slow developing play. Durang still tries to get him, but Walker is safe at first.
So Pedro Pajes, Hall feeding him strike one. Pajes had the inside out swing for a single his first time up, and has struck out his last 2 times. Pajes known as the better defender of the 2 Cardinal catchers. Ivan Herrera, more offensive minded catcher. Hit now to the 8th hole and a 1-1. And it counts 2-1.
Pedro Pajes picks his spots in certain situations. He's got good pull power. Takes his singles to right when he's on. The Cardinals would like to extend their lead in this situation. Remember, they've lost 6 straight.
And all close games, or mostly close games. The 6-0 game in game 1 of this series, the exception. Pajes trying to bring Victor Scott to the plate. And Contreras set up way up there. And it lands in the zone, and Pajes shoots it to right for Sal Frelick. And the 7th comes to an end in the top half. Time to stretch. 3-run game, Cardinals and Brew Crew.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go, and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Skyrizi is also approved for ulcerative colitis.
Old ideas are everywhere. Left over from legacy thinking. If you're not careful, they can sneak into everything. But when you're not bound to the past, old ideas can't hold you back. Exquisite design with the soul of a sports car. The new GV70. Welcome to Genesis.
Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover. Because we
Biggest
love...
coffee lover?
Huh?
Impossible.
Well, Coffee Mate loves all the ways you enjoy
Biggest
coffee lover? I flew to Thailand for this. We have flavors from all over the world.
I love iced coffee so much! I lost 2 fingers!
Wow. Well,
We need our little coffee treats, even if it means we'll never afford a house.
what I'm trying to say is... Okay, maybe we're the second biggest coffee lovers.
A 3-run game to the bottom of the 7th, so the Cardinals go to their high-leverage lefty, JoJo Romero.
a slow start to the season, and he has picked it up of late, and he's done very well against left-handed hitters. 172 batting average against.
A slider sinker combo against lefties. And he starts with ball 1 to Frelick. With that excellent opponent batting average you mentioned, Mark, lefties have struggled against both the slider and the sinker, hitting under 200 against both against Romero this year. And a top shelf fastball to the leadoff hitter Sal Frelick to even up the count. Frelick with a 2-run double his last time up there. And he goes reaching at the first slider Romero shows him. It was a slow start out of the bullpen for Romero and Ryan Fernandez, who they expected to be their right-handed setup man. So the back end of the bullpen looks a little bit different than the Cardinals expected at the beginning of the year.
Well, not that velocity is important, but Jojo Romero mechanically got better. The velocity picked up a notch, and it's really helped his slider and off-speed pitches.
Well, and on the slider, good contact, and Walker broke in and can't get it. Frelick shoots it over his head and has extra bases for the second straight time to the plate. First game back in the big leagues, and Walker sees it go back over his head. And Frelick into scoring position.
Well, the ball was hit off the bat really hard. 102 off Frelick's bat. But Jordan Walker wants this one back. He takes 2 steps in and then gets beat. One of the toughest play is that line drive and reading it off the bat. That ricochets off the top of the glove and goes for a double.
Well, Mark, what have you found as the harder adjustment for a guy coming back after 2 weeks out? Field or bat?
Well, it is the bat, because it's a different feel to the energy in the building. When you're in the big leagues, you can't replicate that. But defensively, Jordan Walker has been on point this year because of the work of John Jay, but that one really wasn't a good play by Walker.
The Cardinals once led it 7-1 into the back third of this game, and the big boys coming up. Churio trying to get the tying run to the plate with Contreras and Yelich waiting. A 3-reach day for Sal Frelick with a walk and 2 doubles. And Churio also working on a 2-hit day. And a little topper. And a bare hand play by Arenado, and he got him. You almost expect it when Arenado has one of those plays. And there's out number 1. We'll see if... Nope, they won't. No review coming. Churio out.
Well, Connor, you expect this from the Gold Glover, but these are spectacular plays that just change the game. He bare hands this, but he's off step and gets enough on his throw to get Churio hustling down the line. Spectacular play by the veteran third baseman.
There's William Contreras, and Romero runs it inside. The second most Gold Gloves ever, and man, have the Cardinals been spoiled. Between Scott Rowland and Nolan Arenado, the other 3 guys are in the Hall of Fame. And will anybody ever catch 16 of Brooks Robinson? I'm not sure, but Arenado's got at least 1 more in him, right?
Well, there's
tie with Schmidt and Rowland.
Yeah, there's so many talented third basemen out in the game.
It did not help Arenado's chances with Matt Chapman coming to the National League.
Exactly.
The terrific third baseman for the San Francisco Giants, who was with Toronto and Oakland in the American League before. Contreras fouls it away, 2-2.
Well, there's a guy in San Diego that'll probably have a say in that too, and Manny Machado. This is a talented position, and I think the production of what you have offensively has impact even on a Gold Glove award. Might sound a little odd, but that's what brings attention to you. And then you throw defensive plays like Nolan Arenado just brought. Pretty impressive.
Well, the awards are what the awards are, but it's pretty obvious at 33 he has still got it. 2-2. Count goes full. And a guy who's usually pretty aggressive early in counts, William Contreras. He's taken this count the distance with Christian Yelich hoping he's the tying run next. Payoff is spoiled foul.
Good pitch by Romero there with the changeup, just floated down. Got to be careful with Contreras, especially with the ball up. He does damage that way. Hasn't been the same hitter as last year, but still has that dangerous resume.
And Contreras playing through some pain, and he draws a walk. And here comes Yelich as the tying run in this 7th inning.
Connor, you talked about Christian Yelich, and he's had a lot of ground balls. This is a perfect scenario for Romero. Trying to get the ball on the ground for Yelich. Yelich is trying to elevate.
One of the former National League MVP in a big spot against Romero. And ball 1. Yelich has been the Brewers' best hitter the last 3 weeks. He's hitting .385 the last 21 days. And sinker in for strike 1. You mentioned elevating, Mark. Yelich has done that more lately. Half of his home runs have come on this hot stretch over the last 3 weeks. 6 home runs. Give him 12 on the year. And a hitter's count at 2-1. This last 18-game stretch also includes the walk-off grand slam he hit against the Red Sox, the first walk-off home run of his career. Romero against the tying run. Breaks a slider in to even it up.
A good pitch by Romero. He's got some options now. He'll throw that slider again on a different plane, or get him with a fastball up.
And here goes slider. Yelich goes to get it, shoots it to the gap, but the speed of Scott runs it down and holds both runners at first and second. So Romero gets Yelich, and they're 2 away. Bottom 7. And a righty Hoskins coming up. Phil Maton, high leverage righty, is ready, and Ali Marmol is ready for him. So he'll come on to face Rhys Hoskins as the tying run. Maton against Hoskins on the other side.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first. But when it comes to caring for his teeth, he's let his own maintenance take a back seat. Well, maybe it's time to shift gears on that. Aspen Dental has complete, affordable care all under one roof. Plus, free exams and x-rays for new patients without insurance, and 20% off treatment plans for everyone. Making it easier to get started with quality care. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
Dad, I'm a genius. I figured out how to make us penguins fly.
That's gonna be tricky without wings.
Exactly. That's why I've got Red Bull. It gives you wings. All we have to do is drink it.
And how?
Come on, Dad, just drink it. But why?
Why? It's 40 degrees below. Do you think we're standing here for fun?
Red Bull gives you wings, but only if you drink it.
Aww.
This is the new Dell AI PC with Intel inside. A PC so ahead of its time, it actually helps you save time. Like literal hours. Because it does all your busy work for you. So you can get busy doing things you actually want to do. And who wouldn't want more time for that?
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
If your grandpa wears one of these, or if your wife wears this, you can count on USAA, membership for the spouses, kids, and then grandkids of those who served. Count on us. Count on USAA.
Phil Maton, who pitched in this ballpark last year in the postseason with the Mets, signed with the Cardinals late in the spring. He's become their righty setup man. He faces Rhys Hoskins, who reps the tying run and plants a sweeper for strike one.
Well, Hoskins has had a tough time today, especially with that slider sweeper combination.
Hoskins trying to break out of it in this game and in this month. Over the last month, Hoskins with just 1 home run. He's hitting 135 at the start of the day over the last month. But a guy that does have home run thunder in that bat. And Maton comes at you with a bunch of stuff that moves. Hoskins, good fastball hitter. And the cutter away, 2-1.
Yeah, you see the heavy presence on that glove side, and if you make a mistake to him middle in, and especially elevated, he'll take you out of the building.
Hitters count with 2 outs, and it twists away. Cutter and sweeper, back-to-back misses, and it's 3-1. With Isaac Collins due next. This part of the lineup, 5 and 6 without a hit today for the Brewers. Maton trying to shut the door. And Hoskins got a fastball up in the zone, but a little bit late on it.
Well, Maton has a nice feel for his breaking pitches, so he'll throw any of those pitches at any time, even 3-2 here.
His curveball has been his best against righties. And against lefties, for that matter. His payoff. There's a fastball. It's bounced to win. It's short. And he plays the hop beautifully and gets Maton and the Cards out of it. With no damage done, we go to the 8th. 3-run Cardinals lead.
Here they are. McCrispy strips. Long, tender, juicy chicken made for dipping. Or rather, double dipping. But why stop there? Keep going. New McCrispy strips now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Who's here? Chief T4 is it? Because any car that doesn't offer the confidence that it will find you is a car that stops short of amazing.
Guess who's back in town?
The Robertsons are back.
This may change your life.
For an all-new season.
This is what treasure hunters live for. Jackpot.
Duck Family Treasure, streaming tomorrow on Fox Nation. The 1% Club is all new.
Is there anybody at home rooting for you?
All of my salon staff.
That is a lot of people to disappoint.
The 1% Club, all new Tuesday on Fox.
Need a shipping solution that'll grow with you? With ShipStation, you can manage and fulfill all your orders in one place. Plus, you get more carrier options at the lowest rates. Keep your business growing. Head to ShipStation.com to start your free trial.
Dad, I'm a genius. I figured out how to make us penguins fly.
That's going to be tricky without wings.
Exactly. That's why I've got Red Bull. It gives you wings. All we have to do is drink it.
And how?
Come on, Dad, just drink it. But why?
Why? It's 40 degrees below. Do you think we're standing here for fun?
Red Bull gives you wings, but only if you drink it.
Aww. You prepare for the unexpected. So do we. True Work builds workwear offering technical performance fabrics in an integrated workwear system, so you can perform at your best. Work wonders. True Work.
Top of the 8th, 7-4 our score. We saw the sausage race earlier. I know you can run like chorizo. Can you dance like that?
No, I cannot dance, and I will not even embarrass anyone in my family or club. How about you?
I don't know. We could check in with the fam.
Yeah.
Might have to text Jaden and see what your dance moves are like.
She would be embarrassed to even get that text.
Victor Scott leads it off against DL Hall. And no, outside of, I don't know, line dancing at a wedding, I think that's all I got. I was known to lean with it, rock with it.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
You remember that?
Of course.
Them franchise boys?
Yeah.
We were talking to Victor Scott a little bit earlier. John Jay and the impact that he's had on Victor Scott. How about the mentors that Victor Scott has in his corner? Yeah. Vince Coleman, too, has done some work with him. Cardinals legend. They met at the 2023 Futures game when Scott was coming up through the Cardinals system. And there's John Jay, one of the guys in Victor Scott's corner. And a called strike 3. DL Hall freezes him for the first out of the 8th. Let's go back to Chris Myers in the LA studios with a game break.
Yeah, Connor, Rockies and Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr., 7th home run in now just 20 games since coming back from injury. Spencer Strider had 13 strikeouts in 6 innings as the Braves win 4-1. Connor, Mark, always good to see you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Likewise. That is music to the ears of Braves fans who have been the model of one-run heartbreak in Major League Baseball this year.
Yeah, but how about Ronald Acuna Jr. coming back? His first plate appearance was a home run. And as Chris mentioned, 7 home runs in 20 games. It's outstanding. Good for baseball, too.
Spencer Strider, after his injury last year, letting it rip again. Mason Wynn finds himself in a 3-0 hole, or 3-0 count on DL Hall. You have examples of it over the last couple of years. You think of a team in the Braves' own division. But what the Phillies did a few years ago after their slow start. They ended up playing in the World Series in 2022. And then the Mets did it last year, midsummer. And they were in a similar spot.
So many things can change, Connor. I mean, the way the Braves started, they had that West Coast swing with the Padres and Dodgers, got off to a horrible start. But if they win this competition and they get into that race in the second half, you're seeing a different version of that team, and it's scary. Spencer Strider's health, obviously Acuna Jr., they're a different club, but the record doesn't really indicate the type of team they can be.
The Phillies above them as Wynn shoots that to right. And routine for Frelick, and there are 2 outs. The Phillies and the Mets ahead of the Braves in the East. The big spending Mets and the urgency of the Phillies feeling like that championship window is shrinking. I did kind of wonder aloud earlier, if things don't change for the Braves, do they sell? We talked about it with the Cardinals and the Brewers earlier. My gut says no. What do you think?
I think it's no, too.
Out to shortstop. And concisely put. That's the end of the top of the 8th. Brewers with 6 outs to work with, chasing 3.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm losing sight of the world around me. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments. So I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment thought to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Vabysmo could cause eye infection, retinal detachment, temporary increase in eye pressure, an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke, or severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. Report changes to vision or eye pain to your retina specialist right away.
Open up your world with Vabysmo.
The #1 prescribed treatment for wet AMD. Ask a retina specialist about Vabysmo.
The mission: sneak inside, give out Pepsi to enhance the food's flavor.
To Will and Diane, you go together like Pepsi and hot dogs.
Babe, who is that?
I don't know. But he is right about the Pepsi and hot dogs.
Oh, weeding is the worst. But now, they're Spruce. You'll see visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. And it's safe for use around people and pets. Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer.
The IndyCar Series roars into the heartland as Alex Palou looks to continue his legendary season with a win under the lights in St. Louis. Sunday at 8 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Saturday is Baseball Night in America on Fox, and historic rivals are at it again as Judge leads the Yankees against Devers and the Red Sox. Tonight at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Phil Maton stays in to work the 8th after getting the final out of the 7th for the Cardinals. And Isaac Collins looks at ball 1. And the difference in this game is the 3-run home run in the 5th inning by Nolan Gorman. That made it 7-1 Cardinals. And after a 3-run 5th in the bottom half of the Brewers, it's been all zeroed since then. The bullpens have been in command. A guy with good plate discipline for the Brewers leading this inning off. And Isaac Collins, with that knowledge of the zone, sees the borderline pitch, flip the count his way. High walk, low chase for Isaac Collins. Trying to set the table for the bottom of the lineup. Chasing 3 for the Brewers. And then he did expand the zone a little bit.
Yeah, a little frustrated there. Check swing on a fastball that's out of the strike zone.
Maton's 2-2. Did he? No, yes, he did. Collins twice, back-to-back pitches, expands for the strikeout.
Well, it's not velocity with Maton. It really has a lot to do how he spins the ball, and getting the top of the strike zone was important on that check swing.
Bryce Terang has jump-started a couple of threats for the Brewers his last 2 times up. And their leadoff hitter for most of the year, hitting 7th in this series. A single in the 5th, a walk in the 6th. Scored in the 5th, stranded in the 6th. 2-0 count. Thought it was interesting the way Pat Murphy described the recent struggles for Terang, the reason for the promotion. He described it as an identity crisis.
Right.
You could probably eloquently describe what he meant better than I could, because you've lived it.
Well, I think Pat Murphy is going to tell you, the honest truth, and sometimes that gets a little aggressive, but he has communication skills. And
Terang is feeling it today. 3rd time he's reached. And it might not be long before you see him up at the top again. A 1-out single here in the 8th.
Yeah, sometimes you make a move like Pat Murphy does, and it motivates the player. That's the type of player that you get. Bryce Terang knows how to construct an at-bat. He stays tight to his swing, and you see the mechanics. They have worked today, and that'll force him in that decision-making for Pat Murphy, get him at the top of the order.
Well, this lineup has had some length today out of 7 and 8. Here's the 8-hitter Durbin waving through the high sweeper. Last 5 plate appearances out of the 7 and 8 hole, 5 reaches for the Brewers. There's Terang and Durbin starting the 5th inning rally. And that breaking ball lands for strike 2.
75 on that curveball. You just give up on it because it looks like it gets out of his hand. He's got really good spin rate on that.
The curve has devastated righties this year. See if he goes back to it 0-2. He does, and the bat goes flying. But Durbin did get a piece, I think. Yeah, he got a piece. He's still in there. Or maybe not. No, he didn't get a piece. No, he's
a piece of Pedro Paez on the backswing. Ooh, that was close.
Okay, yeah, foul ball. He's still in there. Durbin started to run to the dugout like he was out, but picking up a new bat. No balls and 2 strikes as he just did hang in there. Back-to-back curves from Maton, and he sticks with it, and it hits Durbin. So by millimeters, he stayed in there on that foul ball, and he earns the Brewers a chance to bring the tying run to the plate in the 8th.
First glance, it looked like Durbin leaned into this one. But you see the breaking ball backs up. That left elbow tucked in just a little bit to get that hit by pitch.
So that'll draw a visit with a pinch hitter coming. Jake Bauers has grabbed a bat for Joey Ortiz, who had a warning track fly ball in a similar spot his last time up. But a visit from pitching coach Dusty Blake before Bauers comes up.
Yeah, just a scouting report. Jake Bauers is known for how he handles the fastball. Perfect pinch hitting opportunity. And for Maton, just trying to execute against this left-hander. Got home run power off the bench.
Well, Mark, you got to be geared up on the first pitch. Bauers goes after the first pitch as much as anybody on the Brewers. Pulled off the bench. What does he have against one of the high leverage arms, Maton? And that's a breaking ball outside to eliminate any threat of a first pitch ambush. 5 home runs on the year, including a lead extending solo home run against the Braves in the middle of this week for Jake Bauers. Maton staying away from him.
Yeah, last few curveballs haven't come out of the hand very well from Phil Maton.
It's 3-0 with the top of the lineup due next. And hot-hitting Sal Frelick. Licking his chops in the on-deck circle.
I think Bauer has the green light here, and why I say that, he's got the home run power to change this game.
Bauers is swinging away, and it's fouled back of first. Good call, Mark.
Yeah, you don't want to take the power away from pinch hitters. They are dead red, and they're thinking that way.
And 2 out there. Bauers, the pinch hitter, repping the tying run. And another one foul.
Oh, good curveball to get back in the count. Maton has a calmness in these situations that have really helped him. See Frelick on deck.
The Cardinals led this game 7-1. The Brewers trying to match the biggest comeback in a big league game this year. A 6-run comeback has happened 5 different times. That was the number after Gorman's 3-run homer. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 out there to Bauers. And it twists inside, and he did not go on the appeal down to Stu Sherwater. Pinch hit walk for Bowers.
Yeah, nice
and
plate
bases
appearance.
are juiced.
Really good plate appearance by Jake Bowers. Got the 3-1 swing off, just missed that. Now loading him up for Sal Frelick.
And a red-hot Sal Frelick with the tying run on base, now repping the go-ahead run. And time called by Pages. An anxious moment in this bottom of the 8th. 0 career grand slams for Sal Frelick. A pinch runner coming in. And Bowers checks out. The speed of Andrew Monasterio over there at first, repping the tying run. And a good Saturday afternoon crowd coming to life as Frelick takes strike 1.
Now Frelick prefers the ball up, elevated. That's where he tries to back leg him. It's not your typical leadoff guy. He likes to back leg you. Look for certain pitches.
A curveball for strike 2. Maton, who has felt the pressure of pitching in big spots in this ballpark. And period. He was with the Astros in the playoffs 2 years ago, the Mets last year. And an 0-2 fastball is swung on and missed. Big punch out for Phil Maton. 2 down in the 8th.
Well, utilized, and he was just guessing. Frelick guessed the whole time. Guessing another breaking ball, and he got a high fastball and an awkward swing at a big moment. Sets the stage for Jackson Chourio.
Well, how good is this, Mark? This matchup. Chourio against Maton has the go-ahead run. And a mighty swing and a miss.
Well, Phil Maton knows he can use Jackson Chourio's aggressiveness in situations like this. See the numbers. He's going to have to stay away from him, and especially that breaking ball.
Mark, this is a rematch of bottom of the 8th of Game 2 of the 2024 Wild Card Series. Jackson Chourio against Maton, who was pitching for the Mets at the time. Chourio hit a game-tying solo home run last October. 2-1 to the dangerous Chourio.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, pitchers remember that more than the hitters. Jackson Chourio still cutting his teeth in this game, but he understands the severity of this situation.
Bases juiced with 2 outs. And borderline pitch goes Maton's way. And the bottom 3 guys in the lineup set up a 1-out rally. It gave the top guys a chance to break through. The 2-2 is swung on and missed. Maton Houdini's out and leaves him loaded to keep the Cardinals up 7-4.
McCrispy strips are here. It's chicken so good, it deserves its own sauce. Now at McDonald's.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Is that your car?
Yeah.
Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before going through the car wash. So check Allstate first and save when you click or call.
With low prices store-wide, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Ready to start your own merch business, build a brand, or just see what your art looks like on t-shirts, hoodies, hats, pants, almost anything you want. Almost. No guesswork and no inventory risk. And you don't even need a heat press. An iron works just fine.
Place, press, peel. It even works with an iron. Ninja transfers are the most resilient and high-end transfers available. Plus, the customer service response time will leave your head spinning. Remember, 90% of orders receive next-day shipping, even on small orders. Any design, any color, on any material. Visit ninjatransfers.com. Right this second, at some drive-thru somewhere,
I'll have a...
someone really wants a soda. Which just feels like a whole lot of sugar to have in broad daylight.
Hello?
She's thinking.
Are you okay?
I'm thinking.
See? What if there were a better soda?
Hurry up!
Okay, I'm gonna freak out. It's a drive-thru, not a confession booth. Show of a poppy, please.
Okay, wait. 5 grams of sugar? That's actually an amazing call.
Good, right?
Uh-huh. It is good.
Cardinals bunched up their rallies in the middle innings. In the fourth, Jordan Walker, a bouncer down to Caleb Durbin, who airmailed it off Turang's glove into right center. That set up a 3-run inning. And then one more batter for Jose Quintana was Nolan Gorman, who hit a 3-run homer. One batter too many, and the 3-run lead is held up. It was 7-1, turned 7-4, and that's where we are as we go to the 9th, and Rob Zastryzny comes out of the bullpen for the Brewers. An escape act in the bottom of the 8th by Phil Maton, getting his revenge on Jackson Churio, who took him deep in last year's postseason. A strikeout of Churio with the bases loaded. Keeps it 7-4 St. Louis. And take me inside that Milwaukee dugout, if you would.
Well,
that decision.
Yeah, and it's a couple plays that really indicate the change of this game, and that's where we're at right now. But the defensive play by Durbin, uncharacteristic of the Brewers, but you start looking at the decision making from Pat Murphy. I think it was Nolan Arenado's at bat that he ended up drawing a walk that set up the Gorman situation. I think you make a decision there to probably bring in a high leverage righty to get Nolan Arenado out. I think that would be preferred. But here's the thing, Connor. They won the first 2 games of this series. You're trying to get Quintana to get through that stretch, and it just didn't work out today.
And one of those micro decisions that ends up looking big. Burleson skies this way up into the open roof, and Frelick reels in the first out of the top of the 9th.
Hey, let's put it this way. Nolan Gorman executed better than Quintana. Quintana threw that fastball that was a change of game swing, his 4th on the year.
I know we talked about the numbers and how that would or would not factor into the decision to leave Quintana out there. And what a big relief for Nolan Gorman, his first hit in almost a month against a lefty, his first homer in a year against a lefty. It could be the difference in the game if this score holds up. Wilson Contreras shoots one to right center. This is traveling back to the wall. Churio and Frelick back there, and it's out of here. Wilson Contreras against his brother Williams' team has a lead extending home run in the 9th to make it 8-4.
Well, the story within the story of this game has been Wilson Contreras. We know he's going against his brother, but he's been hit by a pitch. He collided at first base that showed the emotion of the Brewers, and comes up with a huge swing. See this pitch is a pitcher's pitch outside, and he takes it the other way. Outstanding swing and an add-on run for this Cardinal team. You can see he's just emotional today.
He is in general an emotional furnace. He's been that way his whole career. And that mano-a-mano with him and Hoskins swings back Contreras' way. With an opposite field home run to give the Cardinals some breathing room. Well, this is the third year in a row, by the way, that the brothers are playing against each other. Cardinals against Brewers. We hadn't seen a Contreras home run by either brother since 2023 in the Brewers-Cardinals matchup. In September of 23, they homered on back-to-back days. Arenado waves through this Trusny pitch.
Well, I just think it's fascinating that they're in the same division. They have the ability to play at the highest level. And bravo, because they're two tremendous players.
And a ground ball to the right side. Hoskins feeds to Strisny, who stretched out to get it for the second out. Well, William has had the better of it with Wilson the last couple of years. The Brewers lead 18-12 as far as wins and losses over the Cardinals since they both came into the division. And you start to think, with these guys on track for good long careers, could they join this list of most combined WAR for brothers? Hank and Tommy Aaron, of course, have Milwaukee ties with the Milwaukee Braves.
What an outstanding list, too. Just to play at the highest level, to me, is a huge accomplishment. They're all-star caliber players.
Here's Nolan Gorman, the home run hitter we showed you shortly ago in an 0-2 hole. Jim and Gaylord Perry, Phil and Joe Niekro, the headlining pitchers on that graphic we showed you. The Perrys have the upper hand and more combined strikeouts. The Niekros have 10 more wins than the Perry boys. No balls, 2 strikes. Now you start to look ahead to who leads off the 9th inning for the Brewers. And Mark, there are a short list of brothers that have homered in the same game. William leads off the 9th for the Brewers. Joe DiMaggio and Dom DiMaggio are on that list. Yankees Red Sox 1950. Joe and Dom on opposite sides of that game. Joe homered for the Yanks. Dom homered for the Red Sox. A little tapper. That's a fair ball. The shortest fair ball you'll see, right in the chalk line of the batter's box. And that ends the top of the 9th. Wilson Contreras, a home run. It's a 4-run lead for the Cardinals. On to Helsley in the 9th.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first. But when it comes to caring for his teeth, he's let his own maintenance take a back seat. Well, maybe it's time to shift gears on that. Aspen Dental has complete, affordable care all under one roof. Plus, free exams and x-rays for new patients without insurance and 20% off treatment plans for everyone. Making it easier to get started with quality care. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
Dad, I'm a genius. I figured out how to make us penguins fly.
That's gonna be tricky without wings.
Exactly. That's why I've got Red Bull. It gives you wings. All we have to do is drink it.
And how?
Come on, Dad, just drink it. But why?
Why? It's 40 degrees below. Do you think we're standing here for fun?
Red Bull gives you wings, but only if you drink it.
Aww.
This is the new Dell AI PC with Intel inside. A PC so ahead of its time, it actually helps you save time. Like literal hours. Because it does all your busy work for you. So you can get busy doing things you actually want to do. And who wouldn't want more time for that?
Upset stomach? Iberogast. Indigestion? Iberogast. Bloating? Iberogast. Thanks to a unique combination of herbs, Iberogast helps relieve 6 digestive symptoms to help you feel better. 6 digestive symptoms, the power of nature. Iberogast.
If your grandpa wears one of these, or if your wife wears this, you can count on USAA, membership for the spouses, kids, and then grandkids of those who served. Count on us. Count on USAA.
Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite team gear and today's special offer. The powder blues available in the MLB team shop that Ryan Helsley is sporting as he comes on with a 4-run lead, the Cardinals closer. And William Contreras takes upstairs after his brother Wilson homered in the top half of this inning.
Now, Ryan Helsley has gone through struggles. It's been a tough stretch for him. 3 blown saves his last 3 outings. Earned run in all of those games.
And Contreras torches that ball to left field. Will it stay fair? Yes, it will. The Contreras brothers have both homered in the 9th inning in Milwaukee. This time it's William with a solo blast.
Well, William Contreras comes up big. He gets a 1-0 fastball, 97 at the top of the strike zone, and takes a long peek at it. As you mentioned, Connor, back-to-back home runs for the Contreras brothers. Pretty special moment.
First brothers to homer in the same game since BJ and Justin Upton in 2014. Now, they were playing for the same team at that time. They were playing for the Atlanta Braves. BJ and Justin were. How about it happening in the same inning?
Outstanding.
So here's Christian Yelich. And a wave and a miss. And we talked about Joe and Dom DiMaggio doing it in the 50s. Brett Boone and Aaron Boone did it on opposite sides back-to-back years. The Boone brothers with the Braves and Reds in '99 and the Padres and Reds in 2000. So you would have just missed the Boone on Boone crime, right? So that would have been 2000 would have been before your Padres time?
It was before that time, but I did play with Aaron in Cincinnati. Just understanding the importance of playing at the highest level. Respect for the younger and older brothers.
I know you guys have a running joke about it. You and Mike Sweeney, your non-brother. Did you guys ever homer in the same game?
We did not, but we also understand too that we're close friends, but no relation.
Yelich goes down swinging for the 3rd time today. Well, this was the moment. Wilson in the top half and William in the bottom of the 9th for the double combo brother homers.
Now there's a stare down by the older brother. Already had his moment in the top half.
Helsley 2 outs away from snapping this 6-game losing streak for the Cardinals. But I don't know. Wilson kind of looked unimpressed as his brother walked by. Challenged him. High heat. Contreras even waving himself off after 101 out of the hand of Helsley.
Now, from the Cardinals' perspective, they need Ryan Helsley to get back on point. This is 4 outings where he's let up an earned run. This is not a save situation, but Ryan Helsley last year an all-star. Pending free agent. You wonder what's going to happen with him, but he has gone through a bad stretch.
A lot of talk in the offseason after he had the best season by a reliever in Cardinals history. And a little tapper back through the box. Gorman perfectly placed. And he has the Cardinals 1 out away from a Game 3 win here in Milwaukee. 49 saves last year for Helsley, led all of Major League Baseball and set the Cardinals record. And 3 straight blown saves this week, or over the last week plus. In a non-save situation after the Contreras home run, he's gone back-to-back outs. Brewers' last chance is Isaac Collins. And first pitch, Honey pulls it through the right side for a base hit and extends this game for the Brew Crew. Well, this has been the sweet spot for the Brewers the last 2 cycles through the lineup. 6 of their plate appearances from the bottom guys have led to 5 reaches. And Bryce Terang fights off the fastball foul. Well, the big pitch in this game from the Cardinals bullpen, where the big pitch is, were the back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded from Phil Maton against the top guys in the lineup. And Frelick and Churio to get out of a tight spot in the 8th. And that call goes the hitter's way as defensive indifference leads Collins to second. One. And Helsley 1 strike away from snapping the 6-game losing streak. And Terang couldn't believe it, but now he's got to fight to keep the Brewers' afternoon alive. Two-strike deal is a called strike 3. Helsley closes it out with a strikeout of Terang. And the Nolan Gorman home run, part of a streak-snapping day for the Cardinals. Their first win this week, snapping a 6-game skid.
Yeah, big day by Nolan Gorman coming up huge, especially with that 3-run home run. A defensive miscue by the Brewers enabled the Cardinals to cut this series 1-2 against the Brewers.
Well, Mark, enjoyable.
Had a blast, buddy.
Thanks for watching. That'll do it for us. For Mark Sweeney, former Cardinal and Brewer, I'm Connor Onion. That'll do it from Milwaukee. Now to Eric Brennan and Phil Parsons for ARCA Racing from the Berlin Raceway.
Yeah.